Alrighty. So, hello guys. Hi everyone. Hey guys, it's me, 𝗪𝗂𝗍 Rainbow.
And I'm Renata from the 𝗍𝗇.
And welcome back to an extra special live episode of the 𝗫𝗍𝘆 podcast. Of course, we just had another semi-final with Eurovision, which has just been absurd. So in this, we're going to be, going over the second semi-final, but also just talking about the general events and everything that's going on in the Eurovision sphere at the moment. It's been a very tumultuous 24 hours. I thought the semi-final would be the craziness, but there has been so much that's been going on. So we're going to be covering some of that stuff in this. But before we get into this episode, we do just want to say that, of course, with Eurovision, there's been, a lot of people are wondering what they can do. They're upset with how the contest is going. They don't really feel comfortable giving their money to the EBU. I know we're both in that situation where it's just, especially because we're rest of the world, we're rest of the world votes. So like our money goes 100% to the EBU. So like we just right now with everything going on and everything that they are seemingly standing for, it's not something that we want to, put our money into. And so if you have the means to give, we do have some links in the description to a few pro-Palestinian organizations that do some really amazing work, not just with Palestine, like World Central Kitchen and Doctors Without Borders. And those are some really amazing organizations. And so, I'm not here to judge anybody for how they choose to
participate and consume in this contest.
But I know for me, and I know for a lot of people, it's just like, especially after today, a lot of people are feeling like cannot give money directly to the EBU. Like with everything going on, it just feels completely wrong. So
yeah, so I took the money that I would have used, which is $20 basically, or I think it's 20 euros, which is more or less $20. So for the semifinal 1 and semifinal 2, I just took that money and I donated it to Doctors Without Borders and World Central Kitchen, because it's like I was planning to spend that money and I figured it'd be better somewhere else. So I hope that other people are doing that or considering it, at least, because the situation is getting really bad, specifically in Rafah. Lots of people are dying and losing everything that they have. So every little bit helps. And yes, I see somebody did bring up with rest of the world that it has not opened yet, and it should have opened to accommodate for the time zone difference is what they've been saying. So like that people in Australia, because a lot of people do know who they're going to vote for already, that, they can all vote. It should have been opened and it's not opened. And once it is open, that might happen while we're like on this stream. We'll basically find out if Yost Klein from the Netherlands is going to be in the show, if 𝗫𝗆𝗆 will actually be at the final, because today, as I'm guessing, those of you who are watching already know that Yost Klein did the flag parade at the rehearsal, and then they started to bring his props up onto the stage, and then they took them right off again. And he did not rehearse, and he did not perform tonight. And whatever happened is under investigation. So there's been a lot of people saying a lot of different things about what happened. I guess it was reported that police are investigating, but they weren't saying that necessarily any crime was committed yet. So we will see. And I think, and they haven't told anybody anything, which is extremely fucked up. Because it's allowed people to speculate. Nobody knows yet.
Nobody knows. And so I think it's really important for us, like as fans, and then especially for like people who have platforms that are covering the contest to be very careful about what they're saying, because we also have to remember the way that people will utilize, you know, fake news and rumors and things that are completely unfounded. And even if they end up being true, the truth is no one right now knows. No one knows. So except for the people involved. So you know, I think it's really just, you know, important to speak on what we see and what we know, and not just you know, dive into things, because it very much quickly goes into like smear campaigns against people, and you have people speaking as though these are facts and that some absolutely insane thing happened that might end up being not even the truth. What might end up being is that Yost Klein was the victim of something. Like, we truly do not know what happened. So
we have no idea what happened. And I think it's really fucking strange that there wasn't just like kind of, you know, like that there was no, like, there lots of people are around. Like, I don't see how anything can happen there without a bunch of people around. And the idea of like something very horrible happening and everybody keeping a secret is like unheard of in these kinds of situations. Like, we found out so quickly that a flag had been removed from the room or whatever, if that was even true.
That's true.
So
yeah, I mean I'm assuming, you know, I in terms of speculation, like, I'm assuming whatever happened between the flag parade and him performing, because I don't really see how or why he would have been brought out for the flag parade and then they're presented with this information. So I suppose most people were probably watching the rehearsals if they were in the press room or whatever, you know, and maybe it was something that happened backstage where only the artists are able to access. And of course, it's really only like employees. So hopefully nobody, I mean, it's kind of impressive that nobody's leaked anything, but in that sense, that we don't know for sure. There's no videos or anything, but
meanwhile, we do have videos of a reporter from 𝗏 that was harassing Yost people, asking why he didn't go up and perform.
Yes.
And provoking him, his bodyguard, actually.
I was wondering who that person was that got between them.
It was apparently his bodyguard.
That's good, because what I find disturbing in these like multiple videos that have come out of like people being harassed by various different people that all just, you know, all the videos I've seen have just happened to be from different Israeli journalists or people who work for the delegation. And I'm confused how these people are getting so close to the artists in this year, especially when people are supposed to be there's supposed to be higher security risks or higher security efforts, I suppose.
Well,
and why are people like running up on artists?
Well, I believe it's because those are people that are at the higher level. So like that reporter from 𝗏, he's with the broadcaster. So like he's got accreditation. The broadcaster could have, like, it's literally the participating broadcaster's person. This isn't fucking fan media accosting them in the press center. It's and then other people like songwriters. And yes, I see somebody really wants us to talk about Angelina singing fucking Imagine. We'll get to that.
We will. We will.
A lot of stuff.
Trust and believe.
Hang tight. We're going to talk about a ton of shit. We're going to talk about everything. A lot of stuff happened. Right now, we're worried about participation and harassment of artists. So other people, one of the songwriters, so like literally people in the delegations had posted on their Instagram unsolicited, unconsensual video of 𝗵𝗆 and saying that no anti-Semitic has the right to sing or breathe next to us and won't come close. And then the staging director, another like non-consensual video. She tried to give us the evil eye. It won't work for her. Another one, Marina Sati, who had been giving some attitude in the press conference, which we could get into more details about too. A picture of her saying, "Mommy, you are so ugly inside. I love that we collectively as a country are chilling on everyone and we are the Middle Eastern sex girls and me. I don't know. That must be like a weird translation thing at the end. But because, of course, all of this is going through auto translation. It's like these people don't know that auto translate can't show us what the fuck they're talking about. Like, so it's weird that they're also like lots of people in the delegation are posting really negative stuff about other participants, which is not allowed.
Yeah, that's against like, and these are not fan media, because I think that that's been what's kind of difficult, is like some of these cases are fan media. Like there was the situation that happened with the Spanish journalist that was being harassed during the rehearsals by another Israeli fan media. And like, and you know, there's been that that other one that's been going around at all the red carpets and stuff, and there's, you know, just trying to egg people on, you know. And it's like, it's hard because, you know, of course there's the aspect of like, you know, you don't want to censor media in any way. You don't want to censor journalists, you know, but there is harassment, and then there's like, you know, getting to the bottom of things, asking questions or whatever. And some of this has just gone so extreme. But the thing is, that's fan media, and these people are people who are on the delegation. So
these people are on the delegation, but also, since you brought up like freedom of the press, the RTVE, the Spanish station, has put out a statement to the EBU about like inadequate press freedom, and I don't know what that means. Like it
was in reference to the Spanish one being harassed, because it's like intimidation. You're making it so that these people don't feel like this space that's supposed to be safe. The press center is supposed to be safe for everybody to do their job, and if you're going to be intimidating people there, and I'm confused because I don't know. I mean, I guess we don't know if these people have had their press accreditation revoked. We know that there have been some prominent Eurovision YouTubers that have lost their press accreditation this year that have nothing to do with that. Like Noosh and her partner that they do like a lot of streams with, they lost theirs for like live streaming in the press center, and so they're very quick to, you know, handle those types of things. But it's interesting when these things, which I feel like are a little more serious, but maybe are a little more there's more that needs to be looked into, I suppose. But
yeah, there's a lot happening, and they canceled all the press conferences. There was supposed to be a Big Five press conference, Big Five in Sweden today, and that didn't happen. The press conference that was supposed to happen with the Junior Eurovision host city announcement, which should have waited. Like,
why would they do it? Yeah, they really should have delayed that.
That's what's so weird about some of the shit that's going on, because it's like, clearly they know that like you can just not hold a press conference. Like, you can delay an announcement because they're delaying announcing other things. They could have just not done that whole Junior Eurovision thing, because really we're in a situation where artists are being threatened by other members of delegations. And we're going to talk about bringing children into an out of control, disreputable organization like this. Like, should we be talking about Junior fucking Eurovision at all right now?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But hey, shout out to Madrid. It's going to be in Madrid. That's exciting. And honestly, I am so like seeing that the Spanish delegation, they're so transparent with everything. Their whole new era for Spain. It's really amazing to see. And I'm glad that someone, a delegation, is speaking out against this stuff, because it's ridiculous. And we saw after the qualifiers that everybody is being affected by this. And that's why whenever the one journalist asked Eden, like, you know, the question about, you know, the safety of other people being compromised by them being there. And then, you know, the host was like, oh, you don't have to answer that. And Yost was like, why not? Because it's like, you know, yeah, you know, this part, all the other artists have been facing this for the last whole lead up to the contest. For some of them, like up to 6 months, everybody is being harassed by not just like, you know, Israeli press, but also by everybody. You know, everybody wants everybody to comment, and you know, you're putting these people into situations where they can never say the right thing, because like we see how vicious people go against the ones that do speak out, and so it's kind of understandable why some people feel scared to actually speak out against it, because you have people, some of them saying that they don't deserve to breathe, and those are people on the delegation. So it's just, I'm glad to see at least like the Spanish delegation seems to be speaking out. Hopefully there's more stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't know. But seeing that press conference, I was shocked, because those were not people that like have really expressed any opinion on the situation. Marina Sati, Dawn's, even Yost hasn't really said anything specifically since he was selected for Eurovision. So seeing everybody just being over it, because imagine all the shit that they're going through, and then they don't have, you know, I don't know, they don't have the same sort of backing to them that I think some of other people do, because people really want them to like pick sides, and you know, it's just, it's really, ooh. But yes, Father Dawn's, Marina Sati Queen.
That was that was such a strange press conference last night. Like normally it's like a joyous occasion, but instead it like parts of it felt like a non-qualifiers press conference. Like to see people being like, just when other people are talking, being like visibly upset, being like completely dissociating from the situation, putting flags over their heads, laying down, like Marina Sati pretending to sleep, which caused one of those reporters to go in front of her her dressing room and take a picture of himself like yawning, saying like, "Oh, sorry, we missed you, Marina." And it's just like there's actually something very wrong. Like this is a grown man who is doing something that would be cringe for a 7th grader. Like it's very, very strange. And it's not a safe environment.
No. I still am confused as how people are able to access things like people's dressing rooms. But I mean, I've only been in the press room one time.
But those are two different areas.
That's what I'm confused.
So
the way it works.
It's set up like a convention center. Right. So like, yes, there's like a press side for the convention center, but then there's another side, which tends to be a really big room in the center. And then they actually build in like these almost like storage unit things. So like they have walls, but they don't have ceilings. So they build this structure, and then there will be like a hall with, you know, all the different cubicles down the way. Sometimes it's more like maze-like, but so that is like, you have to have a special like level of accreditation to get into that area. So whenever you see a picture being taken of somebody that's got like that white corrugated wall stuff, like that's another level of accreditation.
I see. Yeah.
And I'd imagine that probably it's kind of a situation too, where like you might be able to come in with somebody.
Yeah. Cause I guess people do like interviews and stuff too. And people, I don't know, there's
like, I think the national broadcaster ones are, because they represent the broad. I think they also are the people who are like making the documentaries for their broadcaster about. Like, I think those are the type of press that are back there. And I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the way that it works. Because that would explain why those con guys were allowed to access them the way that they did.
Yeah. And that, I mean, I just think it's ridiculous that we just literally are seeing all these videos and nothing. Seemingly not, maybe things are being done, but seemingly nothing's being done because it keeps happening. And today wasn't the only day. Today was a pretty big buildup, and there was a lot that happened today. But it's, you know, there have been stuff from the days prior. So I just don't understand how, like, these people should have their press accreditation immediately revoked. You are like compromising the safety of the artist. I thought that was something that the EBU was, you know, they like to pretend that they care about, but I guess not.
Only for certain artists. They'll bring out motorcades for certain artists, but others get to be harassed by delegates.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no idea what to expect about what is going to happen. I have a feeling at this point, like if the voting doesn't open up soon, that I mean, I guess that they're still talking and anything could happen. So I really just don't have any idea.
Yeah. I did see this comment from 𝗫𝗍 about the commentary over Bambi's performance, where they made strange comments about Bambi's identity, and I believe they also were calling Bambi an it, but I mean, I don't know, pronouns get weird in different languages, so I don't know how that works. But I am a person that is very anti any opinion in commentary. I mean, some jokes here and there, I think, but everything should be leaning on a positive note, because I don't think that any commentary should be anything that could affect the way that people vote, you know. So and it's gross. And yeah, and you know, countries like China that have that weren't in the contest but that broadcasted, they were immediately suspended and no longer allowed to broadcast the contest due to homophobia stuff. So but I think we've learned that, I guess, rules just really don't apply to one specific person, but that's, you know,
different rules for different people.
Yeah, it's just there's you know, I don't know what else can be done. I mean, I really feel like at this point, like something bad really, that's the only way that the EBU is even going to do anything, which is like disturbing to think that they're just going to ignore everything until maybe shit hits the fan. I mean, this was shit hitting the fan though today.
Any one of these things would have been a huge scandal in another year, but it's just like shit on top of shit. So, okay, people are saying in 30 minutes, rest of the world should open.
Okay, yeah. Well, interesting. I guess we'll see. So we'll be here whenever it happens. So it's good to know.
Probably.
Yeah. Shout out to 𝗫𝗍 Gabe. He was really keeping us updated this whole day, I felt like.
Yeah, I just checked his page though, and there's nothing new. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So sorry, guys. I will be
a live stream.
Like looking at my phone frequently as well, trying to just see what's going on. You guys can let us know too if stuff starts happening in the comments.
Yes. Well,
so should we talk about the actual show?
Yeah. I didn't know if there was anything more to speak on that.
I mean, I'm sure the scandals will come up along the way. So
yes. Oh, can we talk about Angelina Mango?
Oh yeah, Angelina. We said that we would. I guess we would have got to her eventually, but this shit was. I started having flashbacks to 2020 when I saw that tweet that she was in the press center singing "Imagine," which would have been such a Liverpool thing to sing a fucking John Lennon song.
That's true. This was fucking hilarious. So for those of you who did not see, Angelina Mango seemingly rolled out into the press center with somebody with a guitar, and then she did a little speech about the contest is supposed to bring people together, and then she started singing "Imagine" by John Lennon, and it was so 2020 COVID flashbacks. Millie Bobby Brown, Gal Gadot was the other one.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, you may say I'm a dreamer. And I was screaming in the video when the first note comes out and someone starts giggling, because I was just like, this is so unserious, but it was kind of exactly what I needed in that moment. It was so unserious. It was so fucking funny. Like,
it really was.
And she's so cute. She is so adorable. Like the beginning of her video where she's standing there, like looking at her phone, clearly like kind of nervous to start.
No, but okay, what was she looking at though? Because she had her phone in one hand, but she also had some papers. And as she was going through doing her little speech, I felt like I was looking at her look at both of them. I'm like, wait, where is the speech written down? Is the speech on the phone or is it on?
Oh, thank you, 𝗥𝗶𝘆.
We're gonna donate that to like World Central Kitchen. So thank you.
Yes, thank you
so much.
This year just doesn't feel right. Only thing keeping me watching is Bambi, to be 100% honest. Martin should resign immediately.
Agreed. And people booed him today at the jury show.
Yes. Yeah.
Good, which is really, really good.
Yeah. I've never seen anything like today happen. And I haven't been in the Eurovision community that long, but I've been around for like almost 10 years in the fandom. I have never seen something like this happen. I thought COVID was crazy. So Angelina Mango's a G. Honestly. She is so hilarious. She is so funny. Unintentionally. It was really like there was so much darkness. And everybody was on Twitter scrolling and there was nothing happening. Like really for hours, we were all scrolling, but there was no information that was coming out. And then all of a sudden, Angelina Mango's in the middle of the press. And that way everybody was surrounding her, like the way everybody quickly came around. And I'm looking in the audience, I'm seeing Cal on the floor filming. I'm like, this is fucking funny.
That was like a timeline cleanse for a minute. But also it seems like maybe she's under like quite a bit of pressure. Like she's someone who hasn't really said anything about this. And we have to remember too that a lot of these people might be under like really strict NDAs where they like literally like can't say pretty much anything. So like it might be that it was just like the only thing that she could think of was to like sing this very famous song like about peace, because you can interpret that any way you want. Like it's an artist singing like a very well-known song. Another iconic thing that happened today.
I was just gonna say, this is iconic. The idea of Angelina Mango being sent by the EBU to announce that Eurovision was canceled. It was such a funny concept. Why would she?
That would be in like a TV show or something. But the other iconic lady today was Sarah Bonnici dropping a song in the middle of all of this.
I said to my mom, I was like, and honestly, not even just in the middle of all of this, but I was like, honestly, like iconic. She's like, hey, new single coming out Wednesday. I'm not mincing words. It hasn't been 12 hours since I NQ'd. The body is still warm. New single. Fucking queen.
It was smart though, because if she had qualified, it would have been good too, because people would have been talking about her, like her name would have been trending. But because of everything else going on, it was like, actually maybe not the best time to do this.
It was the best time. I love her.
Was it the best of times or the worst
rise
of times?
Up.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess since we're talking about Sarah, she opened the semi, didn't she? So should we
She did. There was a weird opening thing that did occur. But it's really not of note, and it was the tattoo rendition that they were like in tanning beds, and it was like 2 minutes.
Oh long. Yeah, that was weird.
It did not compare to the opening ceremony or the opening thing performance from. There's like a really long hair harassing me right now. It's like attached to me. It's not attached to me, but it was from a wig. But it was like whatever. I'm like, I feel like everybody's done an iteration or like a parody of the Loreen staging at this point. It was like, okay, it was an opening thing. It's fine.
I mean, better to just get the show on the road, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. So then we opened up the show after that with Sarah Bonnici. Loop. Oh, hold on. We'll do it that way. I am feeling so bad for Malta because I just genuinely do not understand what more they can do. Like I thought, well, okay, I will say like this. Yes, this was a stacked semi. I'm interested to see where they landed because if they're not like 11th place, 12th place, if they're any lower than that, then yeah, I don't know what they could do because she was fucking amazing. She sounded so good. The performance was so good. High energy. She's charismatic. She's stunning. I don't know what else they can do.
You know, she just got fucked, honestly. If she would have been flipped with Cyprus, she would have qualified.
Yeah.
And Cyprus wouldn't have. In fact, it's terrible to me that we got Cyprus and Luxembourg, but we didn't get Sarah Bonnici and who's the other one? There's another one on you. Actually, that wasn't the one I was thinking of. But it's okay, whatever. It's specifically
like from
her.
This semi?
From this semi. There was another pop girlie that didn't make it through, right?
Go through. What's there? thought
Was
the
there?
only pop girlies was like 𝗥𝗶𝗆𝗆, Bonnici. Wait, I guess I can just pull up the list right in front of me. No, that was the only pop girly. I mean, I don't, and maybe I don't think you're talking about Albania or Denmark. So
No, I don't know what I'm thinking of, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, this was so good. She was so good.
Yeah, it's very sad, but she did amazing performance. I mean, she won in terms of branding. She's going to have gigs at Eurovision and gay clubs for the rest of her career. And very sad about that one. I mean, she was in my top 10. I really wanted her to go through. So I'm just like, damn. But it was a hard semi. It really was.
Yeah, it was.
But then we had Albania come through. I thought they were pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Like, I love this dress. I was vibing with it. I mean, it wasn't, I mean, the song is whatever, but you know, one thing I did realize I appreciated about it is, while some songs fizzle out by the end, this one at least does have you waiting because the best part is at the end. So it ends on a good note.
I guess. But you know what really stood out to me was the people on the LED floor, because another iconic non-qualifier, Theodore Andre, had a really similar staging with like these bodies like splayed out on the floor. She had like, you know, a couple more than he did because he just had like the two. But when I saw it, I was like, really? Like, you would actually go for a staging concept from a literal last place finisher? Wow, that's really fucking brave, actually. Kind of like Poland choosing the Embers staging guy.
Oh God, I know. But I don't know. I liked it. I saw a world where Albania could go through. Actually, now that I look at everybody that didn't qualify on my screen, I don't see that world. But on its own, I enjoyed it. I love this dress. This designer is amazing.
The dress was cool.
I don't know why. Okay, I don't understand why so many artists, like, I don't know why she decided to do different outfits in every rehearsal. Maybe she just wanted cute photos in every outfit.
A lot of people have been doing that, it seems. Wearing different outfits every time.
So it used to be a thing several years ago where people would just do their first rehearsal in regular clothes. And
really?
Yeah, like there's videos of I don't know. Oh, 𝗫𝗍𝘅𝘆. I remember 𝗫𝗍𝘅𝘆. She popped up in a little leather jacket, and she just was in regular clothes, no makeup, hair up in a bun, like no style whatsoever.
Well, because there's two different kinds of rehearsals, though, right? Like, you have a regular rehearsal, and you have a dress rehearsal. So maybe they did look at it more in that, like, you know, dress rehearsal as opposed to regular rehearsal, which is like what they do back at their studios at home.
Yeah. It was interesting because there was, it was interesting because I felt like we moved away from that in recent years, and then we're back to it. But it's fine. It's just annoying for me as a person who does YouTube because I have way less photos to choose from. Like, I could only pick photos from this night, so you know, it was a little harder. The photography's been lacking a little bit, so but that's fine. So then we had Marina Sati, Greece, and this one was rough for me.
Okay, so like for me, yes, and also no. So what was really funny to me was that, like, okay, you could tell that it was actually her singing with not a lot of backing track because she couldn't keep the microphone in front of her mouth. So she was doing basically that thing. You know that there's a skit from SNL where Maya Rudolph is like singing the national anthem, and she like keeps like moving the microphone away from her mouth. Again, that's what it was sounding like to me. And I kept laughing because it was like, you know, like you would catch glimpses of her as the hand went past.
And it was happening like at the end of every line.
Literally. Like, I wonder if she could hear herself. Like, maybe that's what it was, is like she couldn't tell. I don't know.
That's why I didn't know, because
it was
Yeah.
better
I did.
tonight for the jury.
That's good because I didn't know when I was watching it because neither of us have press passes, and so not for any reason other than we didn't apply. But so I haven't seen any of the rehearsals other than what everybody else has seen in the clips that they've chosen. So I was like, is this just a bad night or has she been like this in every single one? Because this was rough. Like she needed a headset mic.
Actually, yeah, she did need a headset mic. That would have been better.
Because she sounded good. Her actual vocals were good.
And I agree, Elliot. Her outfit is fucking ugly. I hate it. I've hated it from the beginning. I think it's terrible. But I actually really love the staging. What this felt like to me, it really felt like a VMA's staging.
Yes, yeah.
It was just really slick and really cool. And like I thought finally 𝗞ece like did like an interesting staging, and not interesting by having melted chairs on the floor, but like actually like interesting, like they chose cool LEDs.
Yes, they did choose cool angles. LEDs.
And the phone overlay thing I thought was cool too. Like it starts.
No, I did not find that cool. I thought that looked so stupid. I think people try that and it never works. And it was like when they tried to do it then horizontally, it didn't translate. It felt like those were just like they were just tossing things. It felt so clunky, and it felt like I was watching a first rehearsal and she was just trying to figure out her marks. Like, and it's just like the whole no camera angles thing, like the singular camera shot was not working because we saw every little movement between movements. We saw every little thing that is completely normal in a performance, moving from one side of the stage to the other. But like, why was she walking backwards and I just saw her back? And then she would turn around and go, like, that wasn't working. Like that. And if we had camera angles, they would just shoot the camera from, so it saw her from the front again. But like, so she could walk to the back of the stage. Like, just was not, it wasn't working. And they've done, I mean, actually we saw one in the semi that I thought was pretty good. A singular camera shot. That was done pretty well. So France did that.
Oh, yeah.
So like it can be done well. And I just think that like wasn't working. But
I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was good. I'm glad it got through. I'm surprised it got through.
Mm-hmm.
Based on how bad she sounded.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised because some songs are just so good. Like Mi Familia in Benidorm Fest. That song was just so good. It was one of the worst live performances I've ever seen in like the Eurovision sphere. But that song was just so next level that brought it through. And I think that's probably what happened with this song.
Oh, someone said that she was sick. I heard that her father died like 3 weeks ago, which like, I mean, we've both had our dads die. Like that's like really soon after having a parent die, which and rehearsal started like 2 weeks ago. So that means that she probably barely got to like grieve at all. And I feel terrible too, knowing that she's dealing with all of this other shit. Like when her regular life is already a challenge, plus this is a challenge, plus all this, controversy on top of it. Like really, really horrible.
Yeah. I mean, I'm starting to love her. Like, I just love her. And whenever you start to love someone so much that you're like I was seeing clips again and I was like, oh, I actually maybe I do like this performance. Like, I think it works. It's one that like works well in clips.
Yeah. Well, something about me too is that I am very willing to forgive fucking bad performances. Like Vampires Are Alive is one of my favorite Eurovision songs ever, and everything about that performance as well is a mess. So like I am really willing to like
That's true.
Forgive when it comes to questionable staging shit. My God, I'm still a 𝗥𝗏𝘅𝘆.
Yeah, me too. Hello.
Forever until I die.
Yeah. To the day I die, 𝗥𝗏𝘅𝘆 for life. I'll get that tattooed. Just get tattoos of very unfortunate, mistreated artists.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be plenty this year. Get the whole class of 2024 done.
Oh my God. So then next up, we had 𝗏𝗏𝘆 from Switzerland. They were good.
I'm sorry.
But
Do you need to put up Alexander's
Oh.
comment right now? If you don't like Marina, digitate your account. Yes, yes. Could not let that one go
So
through.
real.
Amazing, Alexander.
That's so real.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, I thought the beginning of Switzerland looked weird. Like it looked like, I don't know if there was something wrong with the like light on the circular thing, but like it turned off. Is it supposed to just turn off like that right at the beginning? It turned off. You see all the wires and you see all these like, staging elements, but it's, when like they're standing right next to the cube that's down, but it's just black. It looks like all the lights are turned off. But not black in the way of like these photos where it's like space, like it's like actually
Right.
like nothing. It's like you could still see all the little details and like the mechanical elements and stuff.
I wasn't sure if that was supposed to look like that or not. I did not like the way that it looked because it looked weird to go from that to everything else like this, which was extremely slick. So like it made sense with Ico to like see all the shit with the box. But with this, I didn't feel like it made sense. But I did like the way that they used the boxes really well in the later parts of the performance where they're like angled and they've got the lasers coming out and like they're not just like squares that go up and down, but they actually like tilt.
Yeah.
They did that with them. And they also had them like all at an angle, like next to each other. And then they ran like a white light through it, which it was something that could have easily been just done by having that on the back LED, like that white light. But I thought actually they probably had one of the best uses of the upwards pieces, but it did look a bit strange when they showed them at the beginning.
Yeah, it was weird because the beginning was really rough, but then like once they got on the circular thing, it was uphill from there. And it felt like at the end, it felt like a winner like performance. It felt so next level to me. It felt so professional, but and like I don't know what the wording would be, like not classy, but like it wasn't, they didn't put all the bells and whistles into that. It was like a very stripped back.
Yes,
yeah, it was very edited.
edited.
It was very edited. It was very like, I mean, and they had a lot going on with the circular thing, but it allowed that to just be the moment. And we didn't do crazy colors and we didn't do outfit changes and we didn't do all dancers. And
although they did do an outfit change because this outfit, I love this outfit. I was trashing that wig outfit. But this I love. It reminds me of a float in a parade, the little puffs of which I used to make floats growing up, and you take you take a square piece of tissue paper and you like shove your finger through it and you like wrap it down your finger and then you shove your finger through chicken wire fence, and you do it with like this shellacky like liquid glue, and then you put your finger through it and then you take your finger out and the paper stays, and that's how you get them in. So whenever I saw this outfit, I was like, oh my God, it reminds me of, putting my finger through the float to make the floats. I love it. I know you don't like it, but I love it.
It's not that I dislike this outfit. I liked the other one. So I liked the other one more. I liked the leg warmers. I missed the leg warmers. I feel like it's so heavy on the top that it needs the heaviness on the bottom, and it doesn't have that. So that's just my take. But I'm glad they changed it because literally everybody hated it. But I really liked the pink abominable snowman. Like,
no, it was very bad. But I see
abominable snow they.
I see Vinny said that they thought that it was actually like him inviting us to a show that hadn't started yet. And I think that's interesting to think of it like that.
I did think that they were I watched it and I was like, are they trying to do like a I can't go on backstage like moment? I thought I assumed that's what they were trying to go for, but it didn't look like that. Even if I don't know if they would have been able to bring like two cubes down. I don't know how close they are together, but like be between two cubes. Maybe they're too close to do that, but
okay, so I've come around a little bit on this one in the same like with 𝗵𝗵𝘆. But the thing is every year I do always kind of have ones where there's not songs that I like, but the package when they finally get it to the big stage is really good. It might be a video that I might be a performance that I watch, but it's not going to make it be a song that I listen to. So like I sometimes will have like a different kind of top 5. Like I have the top 5 that I think should have won, the top 5 that I like to watch, and then my top 5 like recorded songs where I don't have any visuals and I'm just listening.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this one was a potential winner for me. It didn't take it there for me. Like Ireland did or Ukraine did. But I think that they made it more almost palatable for like everybody. Like it's good to hear that you are really starting to enjoy it, and it seems like people are. It's just I do actually agree with this person that said that they felt like they should have brought a little more light in during the especially like the opera moments. I felt like they could have brought like some color in, even the golden light, bring that in like during it. It felt like it took a long time to get there, but it's amazing. You know, it's like one of those things where it's just like, wow, this is a really amazing, like innovative staging that I could see winning, because it's like unlike anything else. It's done perfectly. So 5 minutes till rest of the world. We are not voting, y'all. I know people are saying who are asking who we're voting for. We are not voting. If I could vote,
I would be voting
for Estonia.
I would probably vote for Portugal. And obviously I would vote for Ireland.
Yes. Probably I'd do Estonia and Ireland. Yeah, I think that's probably how I would
go. We're not. Instead, I haven't decided which charity I'll give to tomorrow, but I might just split it between World Food Kitchen or World Central Kitchen and Doctors Without Borders, because right now in this particular moment, like people are really in desperate need of food and they're in desperate need of medical care. So it seems like those are probably the two best. So I might just split my 20, between, I'm voting for food and I'm voting for medicine.
Yeah, I gave all of mine to World Central Kitchen, just like a one-time thing. But I'm poor right now.
Yeah. But oh gosh, now I'm starting to feel all nervous again, because I'm seeing people saying, that the news is, we're gonna have some news basically soon. And what's funny is there's also a crazy aurora borealis happening right now, like all over the northern hemisphere.
Oh.
And like you'll be able to see it in Pittsburgh. I might be able to see it here, although
really?
It's kind of bright where I live. So as soon as we're done, I'm going on the roof.
I was gonna say it's weird, right? Is it raining for you where you are?
I'm afraid
it's raining for me. It's raining, but it's really sunny. Like it's one of those like beautiful golden sunsets with like rain coming down. It's like,
oh, it's cloudy and dark here. Also, you're a little bit further north than me, so I think your daylight lasts longer than it does for me. I'm a little bit closer to like equal for the day, like 12 and 12.
Yeah. All right. Well, yes.
Well, no, before we move on, I do want to say, because I saw somebody brought up the lyrics in there. And I was watching this performance before we got on to talk. And I was thinking to myself, like, if like people have been talking about how �europapa like matches the values of the competition. But I think this song matches the reality of the competition. Like this feeling of spinning, of everything's changing from minute to minute, bend to hell and back. And I think what the person said was like, we haven't gotten back yet, like we're still in hell right now. Like I feel like the lyrics actually describe this kind of whole experience of Eurovision this year. And we'll see what happens. So it might actually resonate with a lot of people, in a greater context.
I'm really, honestly, of all the potential winners, I'm rooting most for Switzerland, personally. But I just think like having somebody like them to represent Eurovision right now, it would suck, just like given everything. But like, I don't know, it would at least be a light.
Can you imagine though, Switzerland, a famously neutral country, winning at this
Oh my
moment in
God, because
time.
they really will have to make a decision.
They are extremely neutral about shit. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure actually that we really want them to be the host for next
That's
year.
why we're rooting for Ireland.
That's why,
I
yeah,
just don't see that.
because Irish people are fucking real about it.
I wish that I don't know. I mean, maybe Ireland does have more of a chance than I think. Like in my head, they don't, but like I hope they do because they're going crazy viral right now. Like out of everybody, they are the one. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping, and it's kind of exciting to see that hype happen. Like it's rare that you get it between like the semi and the final, right? It's usually like after the final, acts start going crazy, all these news articles start coming out about it, but it's too late. But like the fact that, and especially because they were in the first semi, so they've had a lot of days, and there's so much like press against them, but that makes you like want to root for them more, you know? So I'm hoping that people really get behind them.
And since we're on the subject of Bambi, there was a video that came out. Somebody asked them like what their reaction was to Israel qualifying. And they were on the verge of tears and said like we cried, like the whole like team cried. Very sad.
Yeah. Well, we move on.
Yeah.
To Aiko from Czechia. Pedestal. She fucking killed it, let me tell you.
Amazing.
Voting is open for those who choose to, but we are, you know, we think it'd be a great idea for you to vote or to donate to one of the, you know, charities in the description if you're able to, especially if you're voting. You know, I think like maybe, you know, balance it out a little. If you know, if you want to vote, we're not going to judge you. But
is Yost on? Can you vote for Yost Klein?
Oh, okay. I guess, yeah, maybe. Let's see.
Or voting is stuck on 0. Pre-voting continuously delayed. Is it going to be what happens first? The lettuce goes bad, or we get able to pre-vote?
This is so goofy.
We're not voting. We're just going to check if the Netherlands is in.
Oh, that's so tea. That is so tea. Well, you guys could let us know.
Yeah.
Pre-voting delayed. Okay. Fuck. Okay. Well, if we get more updates, let us know. But we've got Czechia. I thought she was like really struggling the whole time, but this performance, she clocked in because she sounded good. I mean, yes, it was like so much backing vocals. It was barely her singing at certain points, but I thought this performance, it was one of my favorites of the night. It exceeded my expectations. I thought she made the stage look the best out of anybody. The way that they brought those things down so low, like this is another one that looked like a huge, big, like VMA, like big performance. And I love the red bra. It had this crazy effect that it looked like it was glowing at certain points. It was like really cool.
And I said I hated the nipple pasties. I hated them. And I said they should have just put her in a sparkly bra. All it needed was a sparkly bra. So I'm glad that they did that. And like, yes, the Czech delegation can stage a fucking performance. They are so good at like being given, you know, like, okay, here's the shit that's built into the stage. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to use that because that's exactly what Vesna did. One of the best uses of the stages last year, but also in Turin. I don't know why I'm blanking.
𝗲𝗏𝘅𝘆.
Her dad is a famous hockey player, by the way. Dominik Hasek, a goalie. He like won the Olympics in the same arena that Turin was in.
Really?
Okay, with the exception of oh my god, but and I don't, you know, they might have had a different team for that. I'm not sure, but but yeah, We Are Domi was also a really like they used the light so well. Like it was all about the lights in that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're going to stick around after this non-qualification because we didn't know if this would happen. But and they were one of the national finals that was getting so much better every time. So
I hope they do. They've been doing so well. I mean, I'm hoping that they got still a high placement because they were so good. I hope they realize. I get it. They're a country that really has to struggle every single year to get funding, and they kind of are reliant on qualifying. But
yeah.
I hope that they are able to stick around because this was so amazing. And bitch, let me tell you, Eurovision does wonders for promoting a country, because never in my life before. Well, actually, as a gay person, I guess there is another thing that promotes the Czech Republic pretty well. But other than that,
What's
I know
that?
some bitches in the comments are gonna be screaming at that.
Wait, no, tell me what's special about Czech Republic for gays?
Oh
my God. I am confused. I don't know. If we weren't on live, would you tell me?
It's there's a porn thing called Czech Hunter. So previously, before I knew about Eurovision, that's all I knew about Czechia. So, it's great to see, a new side of the Czech Republic. And I definitely want to go, for both reasons.
That's really funny. I mean, like, my family's Polish, and like I'm a big hockey fan. So when I think of the Czech Republic, I just think about like, oh, hockey. Yeah, it's a hockey country.
Everything's hockey.
Everything goes back to hockey for me.
It's okay. We live different lives. Well, yeah, but on that, I agree. The Czech delegation, everybody should just be so proud of this, because they really every single year blow us all away. So
yeah. Obviously, I'm sad because I really love that song. So like that one really hurts for me.
Yeah. And oh my God, the fucking way that they brought the thing down and to do the argument bit, we were both like, how are they going to do that live? Like, I'm not trusting the way that they're going to show that. Bitch, I couldn't
that was cool.
thought of a better way to do that. That was so smart. Like, genius, literally genius. They are so smart. Like, oh my God, whoever does the staging for the Czech delegation, if Czechia does withdraw, I hope other delegations hire them.
Yeah, they're really good.
They are so smart.
Oh, Philip, you're saying that, I'm guessing we means Czechia won against Finland today. Oof. Ooh. I mean, my Finnish flag is just around the corner here, so I mean, I guess I can't say that I'm necessarily happy about that news, but congratulations. There's a really good Czech player on my Finnish team, the Pelicans, and his name was Philip Král. I'm not sure if he's going to be with them, with Lahti Pelicans again, but he's a really good player, nice guy from Czech Republic or Czechia. Anyway.
Yes. Well, then we had Slimane. And okay. I thought this was really good.
It was good.
Apart from, okay, I will say, I still found aspects of this cringe. I found and the thing is, sometimes I just have to ask myself, like, maybe I'm just like truly not the audience for this, because like the touching of the camera, the like touching under your chin, I was like, oh, don't touch me. And it's like weird because he's cute too, but I don't know why. It's just like, I was like, oh. But they did such a good job of staging this to be super duper intimate. Sliman. Okay, I need to remember to say it that way then. But they staged this beautifully. This was how you do a single camera shot. And then like they did very few camera shots, even when they finally did switch. It was just like when he stepped back and did far away from the microphone. And then they did the side shot, looked so beautiful. It was gorgeous. The like, and see when they panned around the audience for him to be able to like get up, put his mic in the stand. So then by the time it gets back around to him, he's set up. See, 𝗲𝗏𝗄𝗖, that's how you were supposed to do that. We didn't need the camera on you when you're trying to do something else. Have the dancers go off to the side, have the camera on them while you're getting yourself together for your next part. Like, so that's how you needed to do that. This was really gorgeous. Like, and you know, we have been major haters of this song. And like, this was good. This was like, I was like, oh, you know what? It's not often I accept eating my words, but I will eat my words in terms of everybody who was like, this is winning the jury. And I really, truly in my brain was like, no, this is gross. Nobody.
Well, no,
like, oh.
Because he lost his voice during the performance
at
the jury show. So it's probably not going to happen.
Well, he should have got his ass disqualified like Yost, and then maybe they could have used his semifinal performance.
Well,
this was great.
So, but I had said that before in the past. He needs to stop doing the fucking standing away from the mic thing because he's gonna lose his voice. And then he went and he lost his voice when it mattered the most. So I feel bad for him. So we can expect that there won't be a good result.
That's so sad. And like, oh God, was his for anybody that maybe saw what people said, was his jury performance like bad? Because
I mean, he lost the vocal moment is basically what I was understanding.
Like he wasn't able to do that at all.
Like he couldn't. He was actually standing away from it when he lost his voice. So it kind of like he blew it.
Oh God,
basically he blew it.
That sucks. So that's gonna end up being like Norway last year, to where when we get the jury results, everybody's gonna be like confused as to why the jury ranked them so low, and it's like, well, it just sometimes it comes down to on the night, you know. Sometimes it's just, and that sucks for him because he's pretty much been near flawless everywhere else.
Yeah.
But he did, like, I mean, everybody's been saying, girl, you need to stop. You need to stop. Like, you need to really protect yourself. And that's how the cookie crumbles. But they did great. This was amazing.
They did great. It was good. Although I did see somebody say that Portugal does the minimalism way better. And I agree. And are both also the white and black. And, you know, if you put these two side by side, it would be Portugal would be the clearly better ballad and staging.
They separated them pretty well because they're both second half, but Portugal's more at the beginning of the second half and France is second to last. So at least they did that. Okay. So they're not like back to back.
That's probably good because that wouldn't have been good.
Yeah. Well, then we had Austria. Okay, you know, vocals 0 out of 10. Vocals,
really bad.
Found.
Outfit 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10.
Fucking amazing.
So shiny.
The presentation. Okay, so there are some times where I really truly, that performance is so good. The staging looked amazing. Every camera angle was perfect. The choreography was perfect. Where you're just like, well, you know what? I don't really give a fuck that you're completely butchering the vocals because that was amazing. And they weren't so bad that I couldn't enjoy it still. They were just very nasally. They were kind of out of like off key, but like it was amazing. The flips, like, I mean, she was being fucking flipped and flipped and flipped and flipped and flipped and flipped. And then I just was like screaming because I don't know. And maybe people in the live can let me know. Well, whenever she's being flipped and then she's like, do, louder. She brings the mic back to her face and she says, louder. And then she keeps being flipped. Is that pre-recorded? And the only reason I ask is because it was so good that she was in mid-flip and she was able to because after watching 𝗲𝗏𝗄𝗖, she was able to bring that microphone right back to her mouth and say louder and not miss a little bit of that lyric. And I was like, she's literally being fucking flipped. So they're saying it's live. Bitch, she's a fucking professional at that. Because that was amazing.
Yeah. I feel like this is one too where like I would have preferred to probably see Sarah Bonnici go in over this one. But the outfit was so good where I was like, oh my God.
She looked like a superstar. Like this outfit, the hair, like when she like, you know, it's just doing all the flips and then it goes back into the verse and she's just like casually like grabs her ponytail, twists it and flips it. I'm just like, she's just like eating every little moment. Like, these are the moments that I watch like a performance. I'm like, oh, this is 100% the gay vote, because I know every gay is looking at that like me and thinking, I wish I was her. Like, I wish I was her in that moment, because she's just, she fucking ate that up.
It's a pity
It brought
she
it
can't
back.
sing.
I know, but you know what? That's fine, because you know what I do for songs like this? I go ahead and I edit in the studio track on top of the performance, and then that's all I watch from now on.
Are you serious?
And I swear to God.
Oh my God.
And I just accept it for what it is, because I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna enjoy the visual. I did that with Mara from Malta, because she was so sick. She like literally lost her voice. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to put in the studio track on top of this so I can actually enjoy it the way that it's supposed to be enjoyed.
Oh, interesting.
You know? So, I mean, that was not her fault, because she actually was a good singer.
Yeah.
I don't think anything went wrong for Kayleen. I just think
yeah,
it was never going to make it.
I absolutely hate
There's
this
never gonna
song
be
now,
it.
though. I really hate it now.
Oh,
I
no!
can't even listen to it now. I hate it. But so like, yeah, it's just I don't think I've ever had a song fall off that serious.
That's crazy. This one came back. It was once I saw the staging, I was like, oh, no. I remember. Like, I posted on Twitter the one photo where she's from behind, so you can't see her face. You've just got her hair like mid flip. And then people were posting it. And this person said she's giving Arianka. She's giving Ariani. And then people were like, it was going around on Twitter, them saying, oh, this is Ariana Grande's new era. Because like she does the high ponytail and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know what it was about that photo. That shit sold it for me. I saw that photo and I said, back into my top 5.
Wow.
That photo ate. Some of the photos have been really amazing. I don't like the photos from the actual live show, because they're like all far away. There's something about those were kind of weird, but yes. Wait. Oh, okay. Sorry. I saw the person say this is a great closer for the final, but I was like, wait, was this the closer, or are these out of order? No. This will be a great closer for the final. And this coming after France is crazy. It's like so simple, no camera angles, just him on a white floor, and then this, like, crazy. All right, and then we had Saba, sand. This was rough, like sand.
Yeah.
This was.
Yeah, I think this one maybe came last place.
Yeah. This was because the vocals. What happened to the vocals? And see, this is what I said in my reaction, where I was like, something about this feels too flawless. Like, something about this feels like there is heavy backing track in this national selection performance, because there's no way there wasn't now watching this. Because I don't know. I mean, again, see, this is the great thing about live, because I can be like, ask questions and then you guys can just answer. Like, was she sick? Because what was going on with that vocal? It was really bad.
Yeah, it was really bad. And the staging was really bad.
I hated the staging.
I hated the like double behind, like the double of her.
Yes. I didn't understand
She also
that.
wasn't like synced up with it. Like, maybe it would have made sense if she was like really synced up with it, but sometimes she was so like missing the mark on it, where I was like, maybe she's not trying to mimic it, and it's just like another, like, I don't know. It didn't work. It just didn't work.
I thought the staging was beautiful, honestly. I thought the ways that she was pulling out that sand out of her pockets and like whooshing it around, I thought that was beautiful. I didn't understand when they put the double of her.
Yeah.
On the LED. I didn't understand that, but like otherwise I did think the billowing like sand tornado coming up behind them, the whoosh and everything, I thought it was beautiful. When they do the lights down low and the light on the eye, she was a little off at the beginning, but like it was giving Bilal Hassani, because Bilal was a little off, unfortunately, during the actual show. So it was like they did a whole face thing, but then their face was like off. But when they bring those lights down low, like, it's so epic. I thought this was beautiful, but I just really... The thing is, it's not an interesting song, and without a strong vocal, it wasn't it.
Wait, is she a twin?
I think she is. Yes, because so remember her sister, she was a stand-in for her sister, and that's like how she got her start doing performance. It was like her first performance was her sister like couldn't perform or whatever, so she was a stand-in for like a theater show.
Why didn't they bring her sister in and they could have danced together as like a mirror, or like she could have stood there and the sister could have danced?
Well, the thing is, I don't think that thing behind her was meant to be like a mirror or a twin. I think they were just using it for like a video overlay sort of thing. So the camera cut to that at some points, but then it should have turned off when the camera was actually on her, because otherwise it didn't make sense. They didn't do any visual effect.
You know, when with something like that, it's like, why don't, instead of putting it onto the LED screen, like there must be a way, right, to like actually take the camera feed of her and put it on the screen, like so that you are lined up exactly.
Yeah, Tally did little video overlays. You can do stuff like that. I don't know why. I mean, granted, the LED is so stunning that you can do it, and it looks like a video overlay in that sense, which is, you know, impressive because some LEDs would never. But yeah, it was kind of strange. Plot twist was just my sister. Now they need to do a redo. Yeah. Well, then after Denmark, we had Armenia. Bitch. Amazing energy.
Oh my God.
Fucking.
So good.
And as I rewatched this, I was like, oh my God, that vocal is insane. That vocal is insane. Literally spot on to the studio track. It's like perfect. And the fucking like, I don't know. I just love, anybody who watches like my reactions knows, and anybody who knows me in life, if you ever listen to music around me, it's just how the way I consume music. Hey, come on, let's go. Like, that's how I sing along. And so I love a song where it's just like, hey. Oh, it was so good. This just like, this, where did they put this? Because to me, this gives like opener, you know?
It's so fucking amazing. This was really one of the best stagings for me as far as utilizing the in the round thing that they had going on. Like they really were like, okay, well, we're just going to keep on going around this thing. It is like the, you know, very circular, or, you know, I mean, the whole thing really was captivating.
Yeah, it was. They staged it so amazingly. But I do agree with this person. What was up with the audience? Because I was looking at them like, why aren't y'all dancing?
Yeah, that's
hello. Weird. So I don't know, but it was amazing. It was everything I wanted from Armenia. It was so well done. And I love them. They are like, I keep seeing clips of them. They're like, when I was going back and like editing my thumbnails, so I was like screenshotting bits from the voting results, and every time I didn't notice, but every time the camera cuts to them, the main singer, she's doing like a weird like face into the camera. She's like or like crossing her eyes or whatever. Like she's like doing weird faces into the camera. She just seems like literally a ball of fun and energy. And even seeing her interacting with other artists, it's like you could just tell that's who she is. It's not just a performance. Mm-hmm. That's who she fucking is. She's like the fucking hype woman that you need in your life. And that man is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oof. I'm glad to see everybody. A lot of people in the comments are very excited about Armenia.
Armenia. Yeah. I hope that this might be one of those, like this might be a 𝗏𝘏𝘆 moment, you know, where it just like the Televoting just absolutely loves them.
I hope so. I was scared. Because like 𝗏𝘏𝘆 also live was crazy, right? So scared seeing that the audience was so dead, but maybe that's just the audience. But we'll get to Estonia because it seems like, yeah. But then after Armenia, we had Latvia dance. I was actually okay. So on the podcast, I have been like pretty. Like when we did our predictions, I said, like, I see a world where this goes through. Like, I feel like they've been trying to send experimental weird things every year and taking risks. And obviously that hasn't been working. Latvia had like the record for the longest NQ streak. And so since 2015. And so and I was saying to Renata, I was like, they have never qualified. This is the first time they've ever qualified in the time that I learned about in my time as a Eurovision fan. because I learned about Eurovision 2016. So this is the first time they've qualified in my time as a fan. But I thought on the night, I don't know, he was kind of lacking like charisma. He was kind of lacking like energy. Like he wasn't, it's killing me slow. Like he wasn't really like giving it. Like I want like a little more passion.
Yeah. I was really impressed by this. Like, and once I went back and rewatched it, I was like, you know what? I think I understand why this did make it through. It was it just, especially compared to everything else of the day, and then compared to the only other like solo male ballad being 𝗤𝗏𝗍. This was executed so well. Yes, it was. It felt.
I love like, all of this. All of Jippy's comments. They always make me laugh.
We love you, Jippy. So I felt like between this and 𝗤𝗏𝗍 or 𝗤𝗏𝗍, is it 𝗤𝗏𝗍? I forget. Someone told us how to say it in the comments, and I already forgot.
I think just 𝗤𝗏𝗍.
𝗤𝗏𝗍. This did not feel pretentious at all. It was just like, okay, he's standing in the circle thing. Oh, good night, Philip. Hope you have a good day tomorrow. We're all hoping.
Oh, I forgot Joost qualified. It's Estonia that didn't qualify. I always mix them up.
Joost qualified. That's right. And that was a song by 𝗦𝗏𝘆 𝗥𝗶𝗍𝗁 as well. I love her. You know, it was just like, okay, he's standing in the circle thing, and then he's walking down the stage and he's singing the fucking song. It wasn't like all this extra stuff, a couple, you know, snazzy camera angles, and that was it. And I thought it was really good. Although, you know, there's been talk that we don't know for sure if maybe some countries' jury scores, backup scores might have been used. Well, we know that the backup score was used for San Marino because they can't televote. So we do know that at least one jury score got used. So it could have been, you know, the difference between qualified. I can't wait to see the split result. Like, where did this end up? Was it at the bottom, or did it really like do well?
I think I feel like it's probably at the bottom, but I'm happy because honestly, it was between them and Belgium, because obviously France wasn't voteable. So it was between them and Belgium, and I did think he was the best of those two. And I'm just happy for them. Like, they really, I don't know. He's so charismatic. He's so sweet. He's so nice. And it's always exciting. Them and Georgia. So now saying that, if it was 2016, I think Georgia's last time was 2016 too, with like Midnight Sun or whatever. So they both qualified at the same time. They both like had the same streak. So it's really exciting to see.
Yeah. And he was like very emotional at the end of that song as well. And like, it felt real. Like it didn't feel like I was like, and then I'm going to cry at the end of the song and they're going to catch a single tear. Cause I don't think any tears ever actually came out. It was just like, you could just see that his eyes were getting wet. And he was so emotional at the press conference as well. And he gave that great speech about Latvia being the only country shaped like a butterfly, and like butterflies are great because to be a butterfly you have to be able to fly, and to be able to fly it means you're free, and that every country should be free like butterflies. And then I looked at a map of Latvia and I was like,
that is not a butterfly.
It does not look like a butterfly.
Maybe they have different shaped butterflies in Latvia.
I don't know. Well, people say that Finland looks like a woman holding her hand up, and I honestly don't see that either.
Yeah, I don't know. Where'd they get a woman from that?
Poland looks like Ohio, though. So I mean, that's like they like look exactly the same. It's actually kind of crazy, and they're almost the same size too. Although Poland, I think, is a little bit closer to size with like New Mexico. It's actually quite big. His soothing. Yeah, go ahead.
Everything he said in the press conference was gospel to my ears, and his soothing speaking voice. Yeah, he needs to do some ASMR. I'm ready to join whatever the cult of the eggheads. I see it. We're all gonna go bald. I've already practiced, so I'm ready. I know I have a fine shaped head. So I'm like literally. I love him so much. So I'm so happy he went through.
Yeah, he needs to like do audiobooks or something. Like I need him to do like a nighttime meditation. Maybe after Eurovision is over, I'll ask him to do a nighttime meditation video. He needs to get like a Patreon or something.
Oh yes, I'd subscribe. It is sad to think that Latvia sent so many experimental different things and they were never able to qualify, and then they finally sent something kind of more generic, and that's what got them through, though.
It's ironic.
Yeah. But
Finland and Sweden next to each other. Yeah, they look like balls.
I love that. I love that for them. He's so chronically online. I said that in my video, and a lot of people thought that was very funny that I said he was chronically online.
He is super online. He's very good at the internet.
He is. Him and 𝗫𝗍𝘅𝘅𝐺's social media has been so good. 𝗫𝗍𝘅𝘅𝐺's been having fucking cinematic social media videos. They're like crazy. But also Aliona and Jerry Hale. Did you see the video of her like bumping them like for the turquoise carpet and the little bump? I was like, iconic. I love their sense of humor. They're so funny. Anyways, next to perform was Spain, Nebulosa, Thora, and this looked good. She looked fucking amazing. Those pants, this outfit, and then she was like posing atop the like couch steps, and she just looked fucking hot. Like she looked so good. One thing about me is I used to, if you've been an OG follower of my drag, I used to have this thing where I only wore pants. I never wore dresses. Now I don't, I really only wear dresses. But for several years, I only wore pants. Fun fact, that came from Jamala, because Jamala spoke about how she, and I just really love Jamala's style. So I took inspiration from her style, but I remember she talked about how like wearing pants and you know, realistically, I guess it's kind of is like gender stereotypes things, but she's like, that makes me feel like strong and powerful and grounded, and she likes to wear pants when she sings. I just remember an interview where she talked about that. And I just always wore pants because of her. But I love the look of a flared, like a tight to the thigh and then just flared out. It gives like, okay, this sounds bad, but I mean it in literally the most complimentary way, because it looks like it gives me skeleton legs. And I mean that in literally such a complimentary form of just like the tight and then the out gives this, and then on a platform heel gives this like just the shape. I just love the outfit. It looks so good, because I was very critical of the original outfit.
Yeah, I remember.
And she looked so good. I think this is coming last.
I hope that it doesn't. I love it. I just love it. This is one of those ones, like I said, where I love the song so much that I will forgive basically everything, every possible screw up. Because I also thought
pretty good.
I thought it looked amazing. And it looked so cool in the arena. Like you could tell that it was like a really good show. And I do love the outfit. I see someone said 𝗫𝗏𝘆𝘆 Versace.
Yes,
is it Versace?
𝗫𝗏𝘆𝘆.
Is she actually wearing Versace? If she was Italian, I would believe
like
that
𝗫𝗏𝘆𝘆 Versace.
She does look like 𝗫𝗏𝘆𝘆 Versace. She definitely does.
I think this is a reference. Well, actually, no, because they would have typed it differently if it was a reference.
With the all caps Versace? That's what I was thinking.
𝗫𝗏𝘆𝘆 Versace. No, I mean, she looked good. I do fear this coming last. But here's the thing. Spanish fans are very loud. But I don't know how many Spanish fans are in Malmö, you know? Because I just remember it being crazy in Italy, of course, because we were right there. I don't really remember like an excess of Spanish fans in Liverpool. I don't remember.
I think
no. Because I remember I was in that audience going, yeah. And I was one of the few. So there was not that many, at least in my section. So I don't know. I mean, but the reason I say that is because the audience was going wild for this one. So that did make me think, oh, maybe people really will respond to this. Because I hope so. I hope they don't come last, but also I don't know who else would come last. Well, maybe this will be a year where a qualifier comes last.
Maybe that would be nice. Yeah, it might be something. It might be a situation that we might see where like France had a really bad jury today. So like, they might not do well on the jury, but there might have been somebody who had a really great jury. Like they might have given the performance of their life at the jury today.
Yeah.
And then you know, that, you know what I mean? Like maybe she did really good in the jury show and the public will pick her up enough to get her out of the bottom 5. And then somebody else is going to flop really fucking hard tomorrow and not get any public vote. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's a lot of things that could happen. I mean, I do not think that this is going to come on the left-hand side of the board, but I don't know. I'm holding out a little bit of hope for it too.
And there's definitely elements of it that make that I know there will be so many people that respond to and that will love it. Like the older woman that's just like fucking slaying on that stage and like got naked gay men all around her. Like that, there is certainly a big audience for that. But I do agree with what Miguel said, that I was also disappointed that the camera did not show the reveal, because it just, I hate that. They did it with Luna too. Why a reveal should be, girl, if you're doing a reveal, show the damn reveal or really emphasize it. But it was really just like one camera they had the outfit, the next camera they didn't, and it didn't feel emphasized. Imagine like the moment of them like ripping it off would have been so good. But I don't know. I don't know where this will go. I have literally no idea.
I don't know. Well, since the exit poll results are out, the fan poll, audience poll, Spain,
take all these with a grain of salt.
Yeah, Spain came 6th in the audience poll.
Oh, see, I said, I was like, the audience was going wild. I wonder if, I mean, maybe the viewers, you know, it's always hard to say, because you never know if this is just one that's really good live or if it translates on TV and gets people hyped the same way. Because there's certainly always been ones where like live, I mean, that was how it was with 𝗥𝗶𝗆 𝗆. I thought that shit was winning the semi. And it didn't even qualify. But I mean, we were in Italy. Oh my God. Sorry, you speak. Music just started playing on my computer for me. 𝗥𝗶𝗆 Sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking at this audience poll. I don't know if we want to wait until the end to go over it or just go over it now, right in the middle.
Let's go over it now. We've got some relevant information.
Okay, yeah, we might as well. So should we go from the bottom or to start at the top?
Well, maybe we should actually wait.
Okay, yeah, we'll wait.
But yes, affair, bitch, I'm saying. So the reason it started playing is because I made an edit of it where I mixed the English and the Polish versions, because in the English version she goes, ooh, magical night, and she doesn't do it in the Polish version at all. It's just like no lyrics in that part. So I mixed the two. Fucking amazing song. Oh, 𝗥𝗶𝗆, we need more singles. My Polish queen. Sorry, Renata. Next we had San Marino. I feel bad for them, because like this was really good, but I just think it just wasn't like, it was good, but it just wasn't something that the people connected to. Like even me, who like really wanted to like this, I wasn't connecting to it for some reason. I don't know what it was about it. I mean, I definitely loved it a lot more from this performance. I loved the LED was so cool with the cartoons. And I referenced a cartoon called Growing Up Creepy that I watched growing up. Creepy. But it was like giving me that. It was like Emily the Strange. It was giving, I don't remember what it was called, but there was this little like online cartoon, but I think they ended up putting it on TV where there was a song about concrete shoes. And it was about like wearing concrete shoes and then like throwing yourself in a river. But
wow.
I know, but it was like those dark kiddie cartoons that I fucking like grew up loving. But it was so good at the start, but I do think it fizzled out at the end. That first shot was the best part.
The first shot was the best part. And I absolutely loved Arcadia. Like that was my Benidorm Fest winner. Like I wanted to see that one go to Eurovision. And like, I did also kind of struggle this whole time to like, I really want to like it because I like the band, but it just wasn't strong enough. and I didn't actually really like the staging that much, but I don't really, even when I was a kid, I didn't really watch a lot of cartoons. So like the cartoon aspect wasn't resonating with me. I didn't like the outfits. It was so much black and pink, which like is a good color combination, but it was just like I kind of wish that maybe the band would have just been like in all black, maybe. It was just like everything was black and pink and black and pink and black and pink and cartoon
Yeah.
and it was too cartoonish, and I don't know. It just was a miss for me. I kind of knew it wasn't going to qualify once I saw it based on all the others they were up against.
They needed to, it was very, I mean, and we've been saying it from the start, it's very like kids edgy. And it needed, but there were glimpses. I thought I mean, the makeup of the bald, like Hellraiser dancers, the head is sick. Like that looks so cool. That's so edgy. That's so graphic and like interesting. That's such a cool visual. But like that was like the most edgy thing going on. Everything else was very Spencer's and Hot Topic.
Yeah.
But and yeah, like there were moments where the main singer Kenzie was off a little bit, but I just love them. I love them. It makes me sad. It is sad when they, you know, that they have done magnificent work and it just maybe wasn't their best song. Like,
yeah, it's too bad. And too bad for San Marino as well. So like that was another non-qualification.
Yeah, but
and that too, another band that I really liked that didn't really send their strongest song.
Yeah. What is that about San Marino? I guess maybe people don't want to put like their all into their entry they send, which is kind of silly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's last minute things. Maybe, I don't know. I do wonder what that's about, because that is interesting, because Peak Jack's music was so good.
They're amazing. They're a great band. Yeah. Just like Megara, they're a great band. And maybe it's because that particular competition, because it welcomes people who maybe tried for, like, obviously Megara had tried for Metadorm Fest already, or like Peak Jacks, who do not sing in Italian. So they can't even compete in San Remo. So you kind of have like it's like a seconds side sort of contest. And you can tell when you watch those fucking qualifying rounds of it that it like there's a lot of stuff that gets sent there.
But just because it's seconds doesn't mean that they need to send their second best. Why can't they send their best? But but then we move on to fucking Georgia. So, fun fact, right now my brother is boarding his flight to fly to Georgia.
The state, though?
No, the country.
Really?
Yes.
What's he gonna do in Georgia?
Okay, so he's gonna go to Georgia. That's what he's gonna do. No, he's going to Georgia. Okay, y'all. So my brother is conservative-ish, and he literally said he wanted to go to places that he knew I wouldn't be able to go. So he's going to Georgia, Azerbaijan,
whoa,
and Turkey. Which I was also like, I could totally go to Georgia and Turkey.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like
what?
But I'm very jealous because Georgia is so beautiful. But anyways, no, sorry, that sounded very negative, but I'm excited for him. He's going to go to Georgia. So I actually said in my reaction for any Georgians to comment a place that he should go and visit. And there's like a bunch of comments. It's kind of cute. So, but he's literally boarding his flight right now. Like I think his flight is at 9 p.m. and it's 8:40. So, anyways, wow. I told him when he gets to Georgia, he needs to get on the fucking ground, put out the fire, and twerk a little on the floor and like just rep for Georgia, because this was amazing, outstanding. 𝗫𝗎 fucking killed it. Again, I ate my words, because like the whole season I was feeling really nervous for Miss 𝗫𝗎. I was like, oh, all her music is ballads. Like, this is one where the song is nothing like her other music, but it's so fucking good. Like, everything. Well, the song was fine, but this performance, holy shit, she lit that whole stage on fire.
Yeah.
It was so stunning. That staging was amazing, gorgeous. She's, oh my God. Like, she's amazing.
I was really surprised by this. It made me forget that the songs is kind of stupid. Like the lyrics are dumb. Like I don't like the lyrics at all. But I like totally forgot about that when I was watching it. Like the staging was very Albanian to me, with the red and the black. Like it felt like something that Albania would send on a staging. I really liked her outfit. She did really well at it.
The only thing I hated was her hair. What the fuck was up with her hair? It looked like it was like unwashed, greasy.
Yeah, it was like matted.
But also like she washed it a few days ago, let it air dry, so it's a little frizzy, but then there's grease on top. I was confused. I don't know what they were doing. I wasn't sure what the vision was with that. I just would like some wavy little water waves. You know, just some Eleni Furera, like that same sort of texture, just like kind of like purposeful, like natural texture. Not natural,
or she could have gone with like one of those like wet look things.
No,
you don't think so?
No, I think that's what they tried to do.
Oh.
And I think what happened was they tried to do a wet look with actual water, and her hair dried.
Oh fuck!
And because that's a thing a lot of bitches do when they try to do the wet look.
No, you got to use oil.
You got to use, well, really, I feel like you should use a gel. There are certain gels that create the illusion of a wet look. But it obviously, because it's like gel, like it stays in that way. It dries a little bit and it stays in that way. I think they just literally wetted her hair down, and then it air dried a little by the time she finally got on stage with all that damn fire. and it just looked like her hair. Yeah.
Oh, voting is open?
Is it
Eurovision.tv?
It says Theodora just posted. She might not have her information. I will say 𝗥𝗏𝘆 posted Yost while all this was going down. She like specifically posted Yost's performance on her story.
I saw that.
I love 𝗥𝗏𝘆. I love everybody that's been representing Serbia these last few years. Like, they're just all such good representatives. They're amazing. It says still delayed, some people are saying. Oh, she probably just had a timed post.
Yeah, I'm looking at it because I don't have the app. I'm just looking at it.
Oh, I have the app. I guess I could pull it up. But yeah, so anyways, one day I would love to go to Georgia. I think 𝗶𝘅𝘅 is beautiful. The Georgian people are beautiful. I love the Georgians, and I love their language. And finally, because I'm such a Georgia stan, and finally there's a Eurovision entry I can be excited about. Because I'm usually just a junior Eurovision stan. But honestly, thinking about it, like, Georgia stages beautifully almost every year. Or they do a lot, at least. Like 𝗥𝗶𝘆𝘆 was
very
pretty cool.
Creative.
Like, very creative. The that Odo guy, his was so cool. I just remember that being like, I remember really thinking he was going to qualify with his performance. They're really creative. Like, and I think that they're one of those countries that do, like, all their talents are all like Georgian creatives. And so, like, I don't know. I think at least in terms of the visual department, that might be wrong, but I feel like we notice a lot of the time when people do that's like, it works out in the end. I mean, I guess it hasn't been working for them.
Oh, look, do you see somebody said that they actually have one of the biggest queer clubs in Europe, in Georgia.
Really?
And it is safe to go there. So that's cool.
I mean, I have a very queer friend that went to Georgia, and she said it was the best place she's ever been. I mean, I remember I followed this okay, maybe anybody in the chat knows the girl that's like sushi kudasai, something kudasai. If anybody knows her, she is like a trans travel blogger, but I remember when she started, she was going to like a lot of like Middle Eastern and like Caucasus region places, and a lot of places that most people like say are like really not safe for LGBT people. And she went to Georgia, and I just remember her like absolutely loving it. She felt so safe there. So I mean, there's problems in everywhere, but that's what I hear. So I would love to go sometime.
Well, Cookie has joined the chat.
So they said that the statement changed in that it now says the voting has been postponed until an ongoing investigation regarding the Dutch participant has been concluded, which makes sense. But when the fuck are we going to get that? Do they not? I mean, the
well, it's like the middle of the night over there. And I can't believe that you Europeans are up with us right now, because it's even getting late over here. I'm like, I'm going to have to eat dinner soon. In fact, I think the reason my dog is being all over me right now is because she wants to eat dinner.
Yes. Okay. This person said they're smoking weed 24/7 in Chile and Tbilisi. Is it true that they have like, they're one of the countries that have some of the most like legalized drugs in Europe, or like in that area? I remember seeing a infographic that just had like,
really?
Georgia was like an outlier.
Why have I not already got? Why has nobody told me this? I'm like that bitch who
Not
to the
you
country
really
and it's like, where do I
that.
buy weed?
That is so
funny.
My
God, I'm like gonna hit the pen over that. Cheers, Georgia. Love that for you. I'm coming, baby.
Yes. Meanwhile, the place I'd like to move to, Estonia, has the highest rate of drug-related deaths in Europe.
And Finland has horrible weed laws. That's how much I hate living in the United States, that I would be willing to go from a legal weed state to a very illegal weed country.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's the power of Finland.
That's the power of Finland, baby. Okay. Then we move on from Georgia to Belgium. Here's the thing. I really love 𝗫𝗍, and I think that morally I've been struggling this entire season with the fact that I really do love 𝗫𝗍, but every aspect of this I've just been like really not loving. And and we've been kind of on the same. Have we been on the same page with this song, or have I been more aggressively against it?
At the beginning, I thought it was fine, but it wore off on me very quickly.
Yeah, because I right out the gate hated this, and I really like, even just the song wise, I was not vibing with it, and everybody was like, it was like top 5 of the odds. Like I was really being gaslit. They were really trying to convince me of something. And whereas with France, they convinced me every step of the way, Belgium convinced me more and more. And in the end, I think the general public ended up having that same opinion, obviously, because they did not qualify. It was it's just the way it was performed. It's just something about it's a very off-putting performance. Crazy eyes, Annie Lennox electrocuted, like
I love Annie Lennox. So that comparison is just like, oh my God, poor Annie.
It's just the wind coming from right underneath. So his hair is just sticking straight up. And he's like, before the party is over. Oh
my God, stop.
And for like, I mean, and that goes on for
it's like half the song.
50 seconds.
Yeah.
It's absurd. And there's no growth to it at all. They didn't make it they didn't make it grow visually. They didn't make it grow, sonically. It just stayed the same, repeated the same words for 40 or 50 seconds. That's like, I mean, come on.
Yeah. What finally I realized about this song for me, is that I realized that it feels very much like it got to the jam session phase of the songwriting. When you're, because I've been around enough musicians like who are jamming out, not necessarily like doing anything in particular, or they're starting to riff, and everyone does their solo, and then somebody, there's a line of the song, and then they just repeat the line of the song, and then
then you start to get more words and more lyrics in there, and you get the beat, and you're figuring that all out.
that's what it feels like. It was that part, and then because like the lyrics never fully like make sense together either. Like, what does the soul on fire have to do with making moves tonight, kind of a thing?
Yeah. And the actual message of the song, I do think is really interesting. Well, I actually don't know what it's specifically meant to be about, but I always interpret it as like, before the party's over, like, seize the day now because you'll die someday. Is that what it's about? That's what I always interpret it as.
I mean, maybe. I think that's
I think that's a really cool concept. That's a very deep, thing. But I don't know.
But it would need to be developed a little bit more.
Yeah.
I feel bad. Like this was one that was like, it started off so high and then just like, this was such a hard tank. Like people were so excited for him because he's a huge star.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's a huge star.
But he's like he's a star. But he's on TV.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I mean, and this comment, I feel sad too because I'm trying to be a Belgium stan because my sister is living in Belgium now. And I have a connection to Belgium. My sister's about to be Belgique soon. I'm going to be going to Belgium soon. I went there last year. Loved Belgium. Belgium was beautiful. Loved the Belgian people. Everybody's so kind. Everybody's so cool. And, fucking shout out to Belgium for even their network airing that little screen before the show talking about a ceasefire and talking about like fucking shout out to Belgium because their entire government, everything, they're really kind of, I'm glad to see someone is fucking saying something. And it was cool. Okay, so a lot of people were saying like after the fact when he didn't qualify, they got disqualified because he had peace written on his arm and because of that thing. They're not going to disqualify them if they aired something before the show. They're not going to do that. And it wasn't like it wasn't like some countries where their commentators talk over the entire entry, or
they get fined.
Was it in Serbia or was it in Poland? And it was where it cut to the news over Poland's entry or over Serbia.
That was Serbia, cut to like a little blank screen that had the Serbian flag and the People's Republic of China flag, and like meshed them together, and it said that Xi Jinping had landed in the country.
This year is so fucking stupid. But yeah, it's like, if they showed and the peace thing, I mean, by God, if he got disqualified for writing peace on his arm.
In Love, Love, Peace, Peace Land.
Yeah, like they're not going to disqualify someone for writing peace. And like calling for ceasefire, like Bambi Thug shouldn't be controversial, but peace, like, people are like, if they wouldn't allow Bambi to write ceasefire on their face, then writing peace, then I'm like, well, no. They're two completely different things. But isn't it what Belgium did? I don't think. Oh no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that Belgium did anything to intervene with Israel's performance. I saw some commentators like they just didn't speak at all during it. Like I think Australia did that. Like their commentators just went silent.
Yeah.
For the whole thing. So, but yeah, it was just before the show. Alrighty. So then after Belgique, we had Estonia. Ooh, yeah. Bitch, I'm so fucking happy that they went through. They are my winners of Eurovision. I don't know if they are now, but honestly, they might be. Because, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I love this song so much. I love them so much. I love Estonia so much. I'm in, like, my Estonia air. Like, whatever. Like, let me, like, fucking stand. Like, I love this song so much. I thought their vocals were really rough, but they're getting the fucking 𝗫𝗏𝘆𝗆. Seeing those videos of the people in the audience, the fucking, the tech people dancing. This is the 𝗫𝗏𝘆𝘆.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
and I'll still have my headphones on, but I'm gonna just grab something real quick.
I know, and I'm like getting antsy too. I'm like, I really want to look out of my window right now to see if I can see any northern lights. So for people who haven't maybe been in the chat since the beginning, we are monitoring the Yost Klein situation. It does look like though that we're not going to hear anything till the morning, just because of how late it is in Europe right now, and because the cookie, hey baby, and because they have paused now the count indefinitely. So like it's not like, oh, in an hour we're going to be able to open the voting again, and it says the Yost Klein situation. So we don't know if he's in, we don't know if he's out, and I don't think like everyone, actually we're going to wake up to the news. We're going to wake up to either he's in or he's out.
I thought when I took my, not Maxxy's turning.
I don't understand that comment.
That is the fucking funniest thing, because I have literally been thinking about this ever since I went to Estonia, and I'm so glad someone said this. Ever since I went to Estonia, and I've been like obsessed with them. I want to move there. So as Vanity Milan was in Drag Race UK, and they had to do a favorite things runway where they dressed like one of their favorite things, and she came out dressed like the Estonian flag, and it's like, what?
Oh my god, wait, I've seen that picture. I thought that the Estonia thing was a joke, though, that it was just like a caption that got put on as a joke, that she actually
no.
Oh my god.
So everybody's like, my favorite thing is, you know, I don't know, normal things that also make sense with the look, because the look was so hideous. And like she's like, my favorite thing is Estonia, because my husband is from Estonia. And so she like lived in Estonia. And I'm like, that's gonna be me. Like, I'm gonna be the drag queen that finds a husband in Estonia and moves there, and that's my favorite thing, and I'm gonna make it my personality. Like, I love oh, that is so funny. I was actually grabbing my little thing I got at Estée Lauder, my little stick.
Oh my god, that's so funny. That's cute.
That I saved because I love this entry so much. I don't know. I'm so happy to see that they went through, because everybody made me scared, and everybody was coming for me and Gabe from ESC United and ESC Gabe. I mean, ESC Gabe and ESC United Gabe are the same person.
Yeah.
But because they're both of our winners, at least before the show, and we did a jury for Noosh and the Balkan guy, and they didn't get many points, Estonia, but they got 12 points for me and Gabe. And I was like, me and Gabe, we see each other.
Yeah. I don't think ESC Gabe has said anything in a while. I think, like I said, a lot of people are going to sleep. Or no, 7 minutes ago, the delay is now indefinite. Oh. Okay.
Oh my god. That's what I honestly thought when I went to bed. So here's the thing, with all this going on, I stayed up all night because I didn't get to editing my reactions until midnight, because Renata kept me up.
No, okay, you guys, I'm so awful. I was like so wound up after the results yesterday, and it was probably like 9 o'clock at night or so, and I'm like, Maxxy, like, are you done recording? Like, I need to talk to somebody. And then we basically did like a whole fucking episode just unrecorded.
It did end up being almost 2 hours long
on the phone. And like, I'm watching hockey at the same time. I was like watching hockey and cleaning my kitchen at the same time. So like, I'm like making all this noise banging around, and then also like screaming at my TV because the Dallas Stars scored a goal. It was very obnoxious. So Maxxy was kept up late by me and still hasn't slept. And I honestly don't know how you're even doing this right now, because
I did sleep. I got 3 hours of sleep. I went to bed at 2 p.m., but I was up for over 24 hours because I got up at 10 a.m. yesterday, and I didn't go to sleep until 2 p.m. today, and I slept for 3 hours. So that's pretty good, to be honest. But I thought I was going to wake up to news, and I woke up to nothing.
To nothing.
So,
yeah.
And so I'm sure I'm honestly probably just gonna go to bed. Well, I have to prepare for Eurovision tomorrow. Oh my God. We'll talk about it at the end, I suppose.
Yeah.
Just, but anyways, just I see some conversations in the chat about the Yost Klein situation. I do just want to say, like, we do not know what happened yet.
There's a lot of rumors
Anything
going
that
around.
you guys are saying, nothing is backed up by any facts. There are, officials. We don't know anything. People who are there are all confirming that we don't know anything yet. So, just be conscious of what you're saying. We don't know what happened. So, let's not throw some really big allegations on a person and you don't even know context or anything.
And I am, as time goes on, I am less and less thinking that anything physical happened, because if somebody assaulted somebody, the police would have arrested them.
Yeah.
Like they would have been escorted out by police. It wouldn't have been something that you need to investigate probably for 24 hours. Am I shouting? Is my volume loud for you, Maxxy?
No. Am I?
No,
okay,
you sound like normal to me.
You sound normal to me, but
my gain is up all the way, so it might just be that, like, I might just be getting closer to the microphone, and that might be what's making it louder. I don't know. Sorry. I only know how to talk at one level, basically.
You sound normal to me. Also, I don't really understand this this streaming thing, because I click timeout and it bans them. So I apologize.
I mean, whatever. I'd say just ban anyone.
Yeah. But you sound fine. If it gets really bad, or sorry, if it, people leave in the comments if it's really bad, but you sound fine to me. I feel like I'm screaming, so that's why I was like, am I also yelling? But anyways, I'm just so happy for Estonia. Literally so proud of them. I texted my my Estonian boyfriend, and I was like, so happy for them. Just so excited. I'm like, I need to go to Estonia.
Yeah, it's a slay. I really hope that it does well.
Oh, and then I put this picture in from the fucking voting. I fucking love them. They were so stupid. Also, there's a woman, I don't know what she does for 𝗫𝗏 or for the for 𝗫𝗏𝘆 or for the Estonian delegation, but she's been like with them the whole time. And I think she does social media for them, I think. I don't know. Or she's a host. I'm not quite sure, but she's also the host on the TV show that I was on in Estonia. So I was with her like for those 4 days that I was doing filming. She was hosting the show.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And I'm like,
oh,
so I followed her because of that. And then I'm like, oh, you're like with 𝗫𝗏 and them the whole time. Like she was there in the green room even. So.
Oh, wow. I saw that like people were upset that they threw the popcorn. Although that's just like what the floor looks like in any like sporting event or movie theater. Like it's actually not hard to clean up popcorn. Like it looks like it's a big mess, but you literally just like do it up with a broom and then you vacuum. Like it's
better than a broken wine glass on the floor that everybody then says
or
that
cocaine.
You were doing coke.
Yeah. So yeah, I think people needed to calm down a little bit about the popcorn thing. Like actually in hockey, one of the funny things, like one of the gags that the mascots will do is they'll have like a gigantic bucket of popcorn or like a bag of popcorn, and then they spill it all over the whole audience. Like it's just popcorn. Like it's not that serious.
Yeah. And I saw a video of Aiko like leaning her whole body and like over the thing and like grabbing some popcorn out of it with her mouth. It sucks so much is shrouded in this year of like negativity, because I love everyone. Like I get so excited whenever I get into these moments talking about it. Like I sit on Twitter and I'm like, I fucking hate the world. I hate Eurovision. Let it all burn. And then I get in here and I'm like, oh, but I love Eurovision so much. I love everyone. Everyone's so sweet. Oh, that's why it's so difficult to So yeah. So the second one, why don't you intro this for me?
Okay. So Italy, it's so good. The song is so good, but I feel like I can't see it. Like, I love the outfits actually, and I love the LEDs, but I feel like when they're next to each other that they just like blend in like camouflage, or like that's like kind of what I imagine it looks like for people who are colorblind when they look at those things that have the different colored dots. And
Mm.
they just like blend in with each other. Like that's what I feel like these costumes do in the background. Like I don't know what needed to be, because like I said, I do like both of, I like the outfits and I like the background, but I don't like them together.
I agree. I am confused by this staging decision. It honestly, my biggest issue though, yes, the LED is horrible because it doesn't allow you to actually focus in on Angelina, and she is the star of the song. And also the major, I mean, I know for Eurovision you have to like overly choreograph things. I understand that's how it is, but there's no fluidity to it at all. It's just literally like all the amazing things about the song was like her and her charisma as a performer and everything. So, and it's all just lost.
It's all lost, and I hope that she wears something different for the final. I mean, I love the song. I fucking love it, and I think she is going to do very well. But yeah, it's just visually, it's not clicking for me. I also get 𝗏𝗏𝗽𝘆 stuck in my head. Like I wake up and will be like 𝗏𝗏𝗽𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏
literally such a fucking good song. And I really wanted Italy to win because I had such a good experience when I was in Italy. I am the one person in this world that loved the Italy hosting. Like well, okay, like maybe not completely, but I thought the show was amazing. Italy is just a beautiful city to where it's like, you know what? If there's not a lot of shit going on in the city in terms of events or whatever, then you know, Italy is beautiful. So there's so many other things to do still. I just had such a good experience. So you know, it's sad.
Yeah.
But anyways, then we move to Norway. Bitch. Dakota. Bitch, this is so good. Norway. Something about it wasn't clicking for me until it clicked, and it clicked hard. This is insane. This was so good. Again, like Armenia, it's like the energy of the performer is just, it's insane. It's to another level, the way that they let that music, or let the music take over their whole soul and their body, and it just like comes out of them through performance. It's crazy. And this visuals and everything are so strong. I'm like really blown away.
Yeah, this is one of the ones this year where there's a few that are just like so visceral. Like this is extremely visceral, where it's just like it does blow you away. Like you have to just stop and watch it because it's incredible. I feel like Nemo is also another one that's just, you just kind of have to take it in because there's something so intense about it. Bambi, so intense and special and just like full of feeling. So full of feeling. And the screaming aspect of it too. I think, and maybe part of it too is because I just have felt like screaming throughout this entire week at everything. So like to have like,
I know, yeah, like a song you can really let it all out, and like that emotion is so hard to find in music.
All week I have been listening to not even Eurovision music. I've been listening to like the metal and punk and emo screamo music that I listened to when I was like 15 all week. I've been listening to really heavy music all week. Just because it's like the only thing that really matches like the way that I've been feeling. And I feel like this song and its intensity and like it matches like the vibe at the moment.
have you listened to the extended version of this song?
No, maybe I should.
It's so good. Just something about it has that extra magical, ancient, historical, cinematic feel to it. They have a lot more, like, you know, moments to be able to, like, let the instrumentals speak for themselves and then have crazy buildups. And it's really good. This, I was blown away. I hope that this does amazing. I mean, Norway.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
And Denny said it's a shame that they didn't have the nature pop-up shots. I didn't like those in MGP. So I think that's maybe why I clicked it more for me, because something about it took it out for me. Like, I don't want to see just random clip or random stock footage of nature suddenly pop up. I want to see the singer. I like them creating this environment with like the plants and stuff, and it starts out at her feet, and then it comes up, and like the organic nature of the fabric draped and the fucking messy tousled hair, like she just got, like, you know, she was a fucking siren that just got washed up on shore. Like, they just did the damn thing. But then we I will say, I guess maybe we can talk about this, about Italy, the televote for, because this was something that, so there, okay, I don't really actually genuinely believe that this is real or like truth, but it did make, or like I should say, real enough for it to affect votes, because I think that often comes down to it, where like, yes, maybe there was a couple people that did vote for, but this song doesn't have the number 14 next to it, and technically it was the last of the big five, and so actually if you were physically counting each one, it wouldn't have added up to 14. So
right,
but so I really don't think that that's real, but it did make me think, like, ooh, that would actually probably, like, I bet my mom was probably confused. I bet my mom, who doesn't really understand Eurovision as much, probably didn't understand why, like, those people didn't go through in the end. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Because they're
I
mixed
think
in.
it was horrible for the producers to do that. They should have had the big five people perform during the voting, like as an interval. Because then you know, like, okay, well, I'm not voting for these songs. I'm not comparing it to the other songs that I just saw. Like, this is a different thing. These are the auto qualifiers. And I saw some people who were Italian saying that, like, they actually had to, like, explain to their family, like, no, you cannot vote for Angelina. Because I guess they say it in English, but they don't say it in Italian. Even if they were doing full bilingual, they're only going to say it in French as well. So like, I guess the commentators also weren't saying, like, reminder, you can't vote, like making it very clear. So like, there truly may have been people who were trying to vote.
Yeah. I guess this person does say, like, having IS and IT right back to back might also be confusing in terms of,
like, they might, right, they're seeing the I,
like IS and IT. But I really, whenever we see things like that, I always just have to tell myself, like, realistically, like, there's so many people voting that I don't think those little instances matter that much. Italy is known for voting for themselves, and the Italian broadcaster confirmed these were not the final results. That's funny. So then, anyways, we talked about Norway. So then, last to perform was Yost Klein. I'm repping my I Heart Yost Klein shirt today, and I'm repping my crazy frog tattoo
you'll always have that.
I'm repping forever now. I thought this performance was really good. I think that it did fizzle out as a winner for me from this, especially the struggle of the vocals in the like actual singing parts. I don't know why they didn't turn up the backing vocals more for that, because it sounded very, like, unsupported. It was good though. It was really good for what it is. Like, this is a fun, the presentation of it is so fun and memeable, and like just it grabs your attention in such a way. But then I don't know, and especially like I think it's probably going to have an even more emotional impact watching it now, because behind the song is like, I mean, it was tragic to begin with, and if things end the way that they might be ending, and then it's really tragic. Because I mean, for this song to be written about his parents who died when he was a very young age, and now but they grew up, like they watched Eurovision together, and that's his memory with them, and that this was his dream. And so it's like a message also to your father or to your family. I don't know if it's to both or what, or if it was specific to the dad, but a message to them that like, I made it, like my dreams, I accomplished my dreams. And like, if it ends the way that it ends, that's like really sad.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I'll admit, during the performance, I had texted my friend in the Netherlands who is not a fan of the song. And I said, I think that it's going to be 𝗲𝗆𝘆𝘆, because I did not think that the performance was very good. And in fact, because I really love the song and I really love him. And my orange dress is actually for the Netherlands, because they wear this color orange when like sports happen. They don't wear like red, white, and blue. They wear orange. I think that like this is kind of a case where like he's so fucking good in like a real concert situation.
Yeah.
And this doesn't really like, he's not like a musical theater guy. So like this very kind of theatrical sort of staging, I didn't think was like really worked very well for him. Like, I wish that it would have been more like him actually doing like a concert with like lots of close shots, maybe interacting with the audience instead of like running on a virtual like world. I don't know.
Yeah, I like the idea, because I'm trying to think of somewhere else that maybe has done something like this, but I was a big fan of I know I'm going to get roasted by some people in here if they know what I'm talking about. I was a big fan of Homestuck growing up. And the concept of Homestuck is like these kids are stuck at home. They get like transported into this video game, and then they're like, you know, fighting these trolls, and they've got, you know, and I always was kind of like actually fascinated because of that with like art that depicts that kind of thing, because I've always said I really love art where it's like transporting the real world into like a fantasy other realm. So I love like Alice in Wonderland, Corpse Bride, Coraline. Like those are some of my favorite movies, because I love that like concept. And so that's a great concept. It didn't bring it for me.
Yeah. But like I hope that it makes it through. Just like, oh my God, like I really can't imagine what could he have done to get himself kicked out so slowly. Because if it's something obviously bad, they would just say you're out. But also the idea of like with the press center thing with Noosh and Oz, where it's like, okay, so people, they like broke a rule, like they were streaming with sound on. Okay. But so they can very swiftly kick someone out for breaking that rule. But then other people are very clearly, very openly, very proudly bullying artists, delegation members bullying artists, and they are not getting their press credentials released.
Yeah.
And like, yes, it's possible that we might find out tomorrow that they did, but Nusha's got pulled right away.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like they were, I think they were literally they were like filming earlier or whatever. They were there, and then they like happened midday, you know, like that's the thing is I always thought most like something like that, I would just assume they wouldn't give you a press pass like the next year or something. Or if it was like earlier on, or if it was like really like you're sitting there filming the rehearsals.
Right.
Which is like, not what they were doing. And to
posting
be honest,
everything.
it is confusing because I did go to my YouTube subscriptions and I saw some other people were streaming within the press center during the rehearsal. And they were still sitting in there. So
Yeah.
it is a little confusing. I mean, I imagine it's probably because there's posted videos on her account. It's not just streams. Maybe, but it's the point is the EBU and their decision making with these rules and enforcing rules is there's no consistency with it at all. It's some people are going to get crashed down harder, and then other people for some reason get to skate by.
You know what it feels like to me is like in high school where like if there's a kid who is like a really good football player or basketball player and they get in trouble over something, like they get let off the hook because like, you know, if they're in trouble, then they can't like, you know, play the big game, shit like that. Whereas like a regular kid, like they're just gonna get in fucking trouble for doing the same shit, you know. So that's kind of what it feels like. And so like if we lose him for doing something that probably wasn't criminal, but we don't lose Israel after repeated, continuous, flagrant breaking of rules, then I just don't know anymore. And then I think we would have a situation where maybe other artists just refuse to perform.
Yeah. And I really hope that ends up being the case. But we just need clarity before we really say anything. Because I don't want to come on here and say, like, I don't want to go hard defending somebody if it does end up being something like really indefensible. But at the same time, I also like with seeing the way that he's been being treated with this lead up, it's like just not right to see it all go down like this. And I really hope that artists and delegations like take a stand in that sense as well. Because I think that a lot of people think that when stuff like this is going on, even maybe it's just the artists being upset and that they can't do anything because their delegation won't let them. Trust and believe, like the delegations are probably very upset about this as well, because the amount of fucking stress that's being put onto these artists, and the delegations are the ones that are having to deal with that. The delegations are also being put under a lot of stress because of this. Nobody wants to be going through this right now. Like, so. And
I think once you actually get there and you do the semifinal, I think everything else kind of changes at that point. As far as like you technically, once you've performed in the semifinal, like you've more or less done your contractual duty. Like you showed up and you did the job.
That's true.
You're like walking off the job early as opposed to not showing up at all.
Because I was thinking that where I was like, if he gets disqualified, I mean, at least he did get to, you know, live his dream of being on that Eurovision stage, and he has his performance out there, and like he did that. And I mean, honestly, what if it's kind of an iconic way to go? Like, maybe that's not a good way to look at it, but like you will be remembered for all of history.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I hope other artists will stand up if something does end up happening. But we do we want to talk about the press poll just really quickly and like kind of our expectations for tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. So
do we want to cover any of the? Do you have anything to say on any of this?
No.
I just think it was really gross given everything, some of the lyrics that they chose to use in. So this was fine. 𝗫𝗫𝘅𝘆 looked fucking amazing. It was whatever. It was fine. In this thing that went on, I love that they brought Katia in because I felt like it was cute. It was cute that they still included him in that. But the jokes about the political nature of the contest.
Oh, so
and non-political,
bad.
Of course. And then even the lyric where they go, "We hear your complaints, we can feel your fury." And it's like, so you're like poking the bear right now. Like you really are, because you're just like laughing in our fucking face.
Are Swedish people really this fucking obnoxious? Really? Like that's what I'm like shocked. I'm like shocked by, because I kind of had this impression of Swedish people as maybe being more like reserved, as opposed to everything that we've been seeing, which is like a bunch of smug assholes being extremely smug.
Well, and I don't typically mind that, but I think it's like the context of it like actively happening right now. Like, don't make a joke about the politics of the contest and how, oh, wink, wink, it's not political, but it is, and suggest that, but also that be the basis of so much of the problems that are happening right now, that we can't disqualify this country because we need to separate politics. But wink, wink, we need to separate politics. But really, we don't.
In a different year, it might have just been a chuckle. They should have changed the fucking joke. Nobody does smug like the UK. However, the UK are, I feel like, a little bit more self-depreciating.
I was going to say, the UK are good at that. Yeah.
The UK are really good at that. The
Swedish thing does give very, like, and especially, like, after those comments that were made about how, like, oh, I think it was Martin Osterdahl being like, or I don't think it was Martin Osterdahl. It was that guy from SVT, the blonde one. But it was like, oh, finally we're at a competent country that can host. It's like,
I think that might, Bjorkman. It was Bjorkman.
Bjorkman. But, and then calling Martin Osterdahl 𝗍𝗆, like, I mean, it's a fucking joke, but not in like a funny way.
No, and he got booed, which is hilarious. So like the joke was really on him. But the whole thing with 𝗤𝗫, man, this is fucking, what a mess. So many people so very upset over this because he had taken a video doing like the cha-cha-cha dance with Eden. And I think it's likely because he just showed up there, basically. Like he's been doing his gigs. He's fucking oblivious to everything going around. This isn't making excuses for him, but it's just explaining the situation. He's like oblivious. He's a himbo. And so he lands in Sweden, no clue what's really going on, gets tossed into this thing. Some people come up to him. I'm sure they didn't say, we're from Israel, because that would have, I'm sure, at least set off a tiny alarm bell with the other people, because I'm sure the Finnish people like were, somebody would have been able to say like, oh, actually, maybe not, like maybe don't film this. So they did this video. It got posted. Apparently, they said don't like post like any videos, and they posted it anyway. And so that comes out, and then people start being like, what the fuck, in his DMs. And he basically puts out this statement, obviously written by someone else, because it was, like proper English, complete sentences, like also not the way that he talks like at all. And it said essentially like, I'm sorry that I got caught. Like I didn't want them to post the video, but like I was just being nice to somebody, basically. And like that made people more upset. And now people are just like, have given up on him, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad in the sense that knowing, like, me, as people who have met him so many times, I mean, in those situations, there was likely to be other people coming around, that might have asked for photos or videos or just came up to say hello. And so sometimes you do things and you don't even realize who you're speaking to. And then turns out they were filming it and you're just trying to be nice. Because like, he doesn't give me the vibes of a Irish dancer or even like a Slimane to just be like, no, like, fuck off, leave me alone. Like, he's not the type to do that.
Not when he's in performer mode. If he was on the street at the like getting a coffee somewhere and someone came up to him to make a video, he would say no matter who the fuck they were. But once he's in that mode, but the thing is about it though too is that delegation is clearly trying to, they are begging for scraps. So, yes. and the way that they look at it is, we will get anybody to take a video so that we can normalize ourselves. And then if they refuse the video or picture, we'll take one anyway. And then we'll criticize them and attack them. So no matter, like, because they've been trying it with everything.
Which is what they did to Yost. They asked Yost for a photo and he said no. And then they recorded him at the turquoise carpet, recorded him from afar, and then posted it and being like, we asked for a photo, but he said no, and da-da-da-da-da. Like,
right. Like they are doing this to everybody.
yeah.
And honestly, I don't think that he definitely knew who Eden was, because he is not participating this year. And one thing that I have learned by meeting and talking with like people who are participating in these contests, a lot of them don't even know who they're competing against. They don't listen to the other songs.
100%. Yeah. Because when I came into, even these are people who are competing that year together, and I come in to do interviews, and I came up with all these games that were like trivia for the other contestants. And I learned after that not to do that, because nobody knows each other. Until we are literally the end, until we are like the end, maybe then finally, and they make a few friends on the way. But like, especially like if he's not competing, he definitely does not know about every single person that's competing this year. He's not. I mean, and that's normal. I mean, these are like working artists. A lot of these people are not Eurovision fans too.
No, a lot of them are. They literally don't give a shit. Like, we're obsessed with it. These are busy people with jobs. Like, they're not paying attention to this shit. And my guess is probably what happened, why he asked them not to post it, because what they have done with, especially what those fan media people do, they start an interview. They're very nice to you. They don't tell you where they are from.
Yes.
Until the encounter is over, until the end of the encounter. Because we've seen that play out many, many times already, where especially with those interviewers, they will ask people a lot of questions about themselves and their song and make them feel really nice. And then at the very end, do you have a message for your Israeli fans? Is what they say.
Yeah.
And my guess is that, and like I would love to find out otherwise, but it fits the pattern of everything else that they did, that they came up to him, started being nice to him, flattered him, took a video, and then somebody realized that they were from Israel, and they said, please don't post that video. And also that it did happen in an area where you shouldn't just be taking videos of people without them knowing.
No. I mean, because actually, like we said, you know, some press people got banned for posting videos from taken within the press center. But I mean, imagine you walk up to a person and your introduction is, oh my God, hi Katia, I love you so much. I'm such a fan of your song. Can we do the dance? And is he gonna say no?
And that's as quickly as it happens. Yes.
Yeah. And you're not even thinking, you might not even look at the person, you know, oh, I'm signing this thing, I'm finishing it off, or taking a photo with a person. And then somebody rolls up and is talking to you before you're even done doing your thing. You know, like there are so many situations in that.
But the way he handled it afterwards was fucking horrible. So it's he could have just waited and, you know, really thought about it and said, you know, I shouldn't, you know, I should have been more aware of like what the situation was that I was walking into. Because also he hasn't been bombarded left and right by media. What do you think about Israel in Eurovision? Everybody else who's involved in the contest have been. And there are contestants who absolutely do learn everybody. Like Theodore Andre did a cover of everybody's song last year. He knew everybody's song, but not everyone is like that. Some of them are like very busy performing artists, and like this is we have to remember as fans sometimes, these people are going on jobs. Like this is a job to them. They don't give a fuck about the contest or who else is there. They're showing up to a job, they're singing a song, and then they're going home and going to a gig or whatever. It seems like a sacred object to us, but it is not to a lot of them.
Yeah. And I will say, anybody like the intentions are clear. However, given that if someone requests that you take a video down, that you did not consent to a video being taken or to being posted, and you ask for it to be taken down, and they choose to not do that, then like you have to question their motives, that there is clearly an intention behind that, that maybe the, oh my God, I'm such a big fan, can we do the dance thing, maybe wasn't even coming from a place of, you know, of good intentions. But with that being said, the Moomin performance was really fun. Wait, I thought I put a picture of it in here. I thought I put the Moomins in here.
No, you didn't.
Well, damn it. Well, the Moomins were fucking fun. I'm like just obsessed with the concept that I had no idea what these things were 2 months ago. And then I went to Finland with you, and then we went to the Moomin Museum, and I broke my camera outside of the Moomin Museum, and like, you know, and then we watched them in the hotel, and like I almost got a Moomin tattoo when I was in Estonia, but I didn't. So That was wacky, but it was fun. I thought that was cute. The concept of like, oh, we know you wanted to host, so here's a little something.
Yeah.
Like
Kind of
that's
like
fun.
how Finland did the wannabe host city thing. Like because it is a very playful rivalry between the two.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's not all because we should talk about the who were they?
The hoorays.
I don't know who they are.
Diggaloo, diggalay.
Oh, those fucking no! I don't care.
I just want to say I thought it was cool that it was a format change to where they performed after the qualifiers were announced, which I thought that was interesting. But it kind of created a cute environment of like the music playing and everybody's happy and they qualified. It was kind of cute. I thought it was cute.
Oh, I stopped watching, so I didn't even know that this happened.
I stopped watching too. I only noticed after the fact. So yes, let's talk about this press poll tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm so glad that Finland did not host this year. That would just have been a fucking disaster for them to have that, have their year be this. Like, at least with Swedish people, whatever, fuck them Swedes. Don't clip that clip of me saying that. I'm just making a joke. Okay, so the grand final, let's start at the bottom. So the bottom 5, starting from place 26, Slovenia, Serbia, Latvia, Portugal. What in the fuck? You've got to be kidding me.
So mind you, again, audience poll. I think Portugal will
poll
be coming top 10, just even if it's just at the hands of the jury.
Yeah. I mean, the others may be accurate for that. And then we have, and also like Portugal there, 22 votes for Portugal, 19 for Latvia, 9 for Serbia, 5 for Slovenia.
Why is Serbia not clicking for people? Why?
I don't know. It's not clicking for me either.
It's clicked hard. It's still my favorite of the ballads.
Okay, and then they start to get a little bit higher. So Luxembourg with 23 votes, Georgia with 25 votes.
Georgia should be higher.
Germany with 31. Germany above Georgia. That's not right. Cyprus with 32. Lithuania with 33. Estonia with 34.
That's
also
shocking.
Seems low.
Seems shocking. Low. The audience looked like they were going crazy for this song.
Norway, 40 points. Sweden, 45. Armenia, 59. Finland, 13th place for Finland with 66 votes. Then the UK with 78 votes. Greece with 80 votes, which is 11th place.
That's
okay, and then Israel, 10th place with 82 votes. Ukraine, 9th place with 86 votes. Italy, 8th place with 99 votes. Austria, shocking, with 150 votes.
No, because imagine that live, though. I know that's got to be insane.
True. It would feel crazy.
Live vocals are not as big of a deal like in a live setting. So like, I bet that's fucking crazy. I imagine that. I bet it's like Chanel, like in there.
Yeah. 6th place Spain, as we mentioned before, with 178 votes, which is really great.
That's really good, but that's crazy.
5th place France with 201 votes. So this is where it gets interesting. 5th, 4th, and 3rd place. Okay, 5th, France, 200 votes. 4th, Ireland, 266 votes. 3rd, Netherlands, 279 votes.
And the Netherlands didn't perform.
But it might have been more of like a sympathy type vote where people just, wanted to give it flowers. And then...
But like, that's a lot of people to want to give flowers.
Well, okay, but here's the thing, though. So that's 279 votes for 3rd place. The 2nd place, 637 votes. Over double the amount of votes for Croatia.
That's wild.
So kind of a runaway crowd, almost favorite. But then the actual favorite was Switzerland with 716. So it's going to be like Croatia and Switzerland are going to probably be the bigger vote winners, just because it's such a huge, huge difference between them and the next one.
Yeah, that's really, I mean, I always hold these things to like a weird, like, because it's like, it's so different live. It is so different live than it is on TV.
It's very different.
But to see the big jump between, like from Croatia and Switzerland from everybody else, happy to see. I mean, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. If these were the fucking results, that's like ideal, Loki. That's
actually
like ideal.
Yeah, I would be sad. Like there would be a few robberies in there, but yeah, Switzerland, Croatia, Netherlands, Ireland, France, Spain, I will take that as a top 6.
Yeah,
like if these could be the results, I would be fine.
Okay, here's what I will say in for tomorrow. I will like be so upset if Ireland does not beat 𝗫𝗏𝘅𝘆, like current being like the in modern times the best.
What did 𝗫𝗏𝘅𝘆 get?
They got, I think, 6th or 7th with lipstick, I believe. So, like, if they don't beat 𝗫𝗏𝘅𝘆, I'm gonna die, because I'm like, oh god, in no world should like we still have 𝗫𝗏𝘅𝘆 as the highest ranking Irish entry in modern times over 𝗵𝗵𝘆 𝗥𝗶𝗵𝘁.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be right.
And I know 𝗫𝗏𝘅𝘆 was there in the arena.
Yep.
So we stand. So like we won't be talking tomorrow. So who are you rooting for tomorrow? Who's your personal winner, and who is your, of the like expected winners, who do you want to win?
Right. My personal winner and realistic winner. My personal winner, I would just say probably Portugal, because there's just something so fucking special about this song. It's just so good. It's so captivating, amazing performer. Just so good. That Portugal winning would make me so happy. And I am not a ballad girly. And that's the thing. But whenever I like a ballad, boy, do I go fucking hard for that song. Because it's like, if you can win me over, the hardest person to, like, vampires are alive, you guys. Vampires are alive.
Well,
Yodel it, cha-cha-cha. Like, these, like, I am an obnoxious person. Okay? Like, I like obnoxious shit. But, like, sometimes when there's a song that's just really beautiful, like, I just have to stand it. So I would love to see Yolanda win, but probably of my fate, of the like more realistic winners, like I would love to see a 𝗵𝗆𝘆𝘆 Ireland shock win. I just think it would be, that would be the greatest possible story, I think, for me, because Switzerland winning, like, that would be fine. Croatia winning would also be kind of an amazing story, but I feel like Ireland coming back after not qualifying for all those years and then finally winning after all this time of not winning with something that is so anti-Eurovision in a sense would be amazing.
Yeah. You know, I agree. I guess, I don't know. I'm kind of struggling to see Ireland as a realistic winner, but because as you say that, I'm like, ooh, yeah, I guess if we're considering Ireland to be in that category, then yes, I want Ireland to win 100%. I think Ireland's my second place, maybe. I think Ukraine is my winner. Well, I don't know, though. Maybe actually that's fallen off over the past few days.
Well, but okay, so if we're talking like Ukraine, Switzerland, or Croatia, I don't think
Ukraine's in the running.
I don't think they are either.
I was thinking Ukraine is my personal winner, but I actually think maybe it's Ireland. I want Switzerland or Ireland to win, but I would be happy with Croatia too.
Yeah. I would be happy with a lot. I'll be happy with a lot, and I'll be very angry with one.
But I'm still going into this rooting for Estonia's success.
A top 10 for Estonia would be,
because that's my fave song. I mean, it's not my favorite performance anymore, but it's still my favorite song. So I'm going 𝗵𝗆𝘆𝘆. 𝗵𝗆𝘆𝘆 hardcore is who I'm going for. I decided. I got my 𝗵𝗆𝘆𝘆 headpiece that's a little broken, but I got my, you can't even see it on this background. I'm rooting for 𝗵𝗆𝘆𝘆. That's what I'm going to do. I made that decision right here, right now. That's what I'm going into it with. I have my Irish flag. I'm ready to rep for my people. So I'm repping Crown the Witch!
Yeah. So that means we're in agreement. Then we want to see a 𝗵𝗵𝘆 win tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I had so much. Yes, all these comments. Crown the witch, crown the witch, crown the witch. Well, I had so much fun doing this live. I'm kind
I
of
like doing the
these
lives. Yeah.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. So we for everybody here, we are gonna do a live similar to this. I know you're watching the show at like a viewing party, so I will be going live on my channel for myself to react to the winner, but then we will do a live recap on Sunday, and we'll do it in the at a normal time in the middle of the day. Maybe a little later for you guys. It'll be a little later for you guys, but it'll still be a normal time. Not 1 a.m. Not 1 a.m.
Yeah, like I was thinking if we could do it at 2 p.m. our time, and then that's like, 8 or 9 their time on Sunday. Something like that.
That's a good plan. And thank you everybody who's here at this absurd time over in Europe. Thank you guys, everybody who joined in on the conversation. And yeah, that is it for our extra special live semifinal 2 recap of Eurovision 2024. And my name is 𝗥𝗶𝘆𝗆 Rainbow.
And I'm Renata from the 𝗵𝗇.
And we will see you all later. Goodbye.
Bye.